At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the Game of the Week, the Gem State Game of the Week here on IdahoSports.com. The Gem State Game of the Week is presented by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, also in partnership with P1 FCU, as well as the Teton Auto Group. Hi, everybody. I'm Logan Green, joined alongside Will Henneke. We've also got Paul Kingsbury running the computer. We've got Lewis Johnson running a camera over there for us, and then we've got Lucas Gebhardt down on the field. This is game number one for all of us in the booth. Last night was the opening night of high school football in the state of Idaho. We got a little Saturday afternoon edition, a rematch from a semifinal game from a year ago, Will.
Yeah, and you couldn't have asked for much better from a football standpoint weather-wise. We're at Homedale High School. We're kind of in the middle between Logos, who's in Moscow, Butte County up in Arco. They kind of met in the middle here. Turf field, overcast, not too hot, not too humid. Should be a great day for these coaches to get their team on the field. Nick Holloway for Logos, Sam Thorngren for Butte County. Get their teams on the field and see them compete. These are probably two of the top 4 or 5 teams in the state, and you're coming out of the chutes right away, and you're challenging your teammates and your program big time.
Yeah, these two teams, again, met last year in the state semifinals over in Arco. That was a game obviously won by Butte County, as today is the first game for the Butte County Pirates as defending state champs. They have the target on their back. It's no longer Oakley, who was taken to the woodshed last night by Grace, and that's a whole other story that I'm sure we'll get into as the day goes along. But the target is on the back of Butte County. A little interesting extra as well, because Kendrick also now here at this is 2A football. This is not 1A D1 football anymore.
Correct.
This is a 2A football game if you're listening in. And so you've got 2 state champs in the same classification. So that's not common that you see that occur.
And the confusion might be, well, 2A, does that mean they're playing 11-man? No, they're still playing 8-man. The state of Idaho just changed the classification names, whereas 8-man traditionally has been either 1A Division I or 1A Division II. Now it's 2A is the 1A Division I, and the 1A Division II is now just 1A. So Butte County, the defending state champions, they bring a lot of key players back. Razor Duke is back. Rawson Twitchell is back.
Yep.
Keaton Archibald's back. They got some good playmakers back. And then Logos on the far side, they're having to replace everything quarterback Jack Driscoll, but they got a good player back in Seamus Wilson, who we'll see at quarterback today.
Yeah, it should be a really fun game. Again, these two met last year on November the 10th. It's a much cooler day this is the coldest day we've seen since March, I think, which is
probably
great. But it was a lot warmer than that day in Arco last year. I was there for that. We've got the national anthem coming up. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this on IdahoSports.com.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
And welcome back, everybody, as we've got the opening lineups being brought to you here. This is the inaugural Game of the Week feature, so we will be doing this every single week. We'll spotlight one game from around the state. Doesn't matter the classification, doesn't matter the region. No bias there. We'll be all over the state for that. We've got a couple of them planned out right now. It'll evolve as the year. And I just see 3 different Valley coaches showing up. They're here to scout out the competition.
Take a little notes for sure.
Valley Vikings were a state tournament team from a year ago. But we'll be around the state, so keep an eye out for that as the season goes along, where that game of the week will be. We've got on the schedule right now, we've got a couple of Butte County games and a couple more Logos games. So we'll be seeing a lot of the Pirates and the Knights this season as the Knights ended their season with Butte County last year and begin it. When's the last time that happened where the semifinals from a year ago, that is how the season opened up? Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it doesn't happen often, but Oakley and Grace met. So that one went the way of the loser. So Logos had to if you're into superstitions, Logos had to the result last night.
Well, and the really interesting thing about that is you're talking about a 2-team conference in Grace and Butte County over there in eastern Idaho in the High Desert Conference. And Grace put on just a show last night against Oakley. They looked fantastic. Now, Oakley was a little shorthanded, but don't let that take away from what Grace did at all. And I guarantee you, some people on the near side here, the Butte County side, they're the ones right in front of us. That got their attention seeing what Grace did. And these are 2 really good football teams here. These are 2 teams that I think have designs on playing football well into November. And how they show today, I think, will give us a little bit of a picture.
Yeah, and going back to the Valley coaches that are here, Valley was knocked out of the state playoffs last year by Butte County. That was the first game for Butte County over at Holt Arena. They knocked off Valley 52-20. They then knocked off Logos at home 60-26 in a game where I could not feel my toes outside there in Arco. And then the next week they win the state championship, defeating Oakley 58-44. So how about that for the state tournament? 52, 60, and 58 points put up by Butte County. This offense is loaded. I expect to see a lot of the same here today. I expect to see this offense go. Gone as Brody Westergaard. That might be one. He was a player of the year last year. Epic football player on both sides of the ball in every position you could think of. He is gone, but back is Keaton Archibald, who took over about midway through the season, replaced Razor Duke at quarterback. And it wasn't like hey, Razor, you're not good enough, you're out of here. It's Razor, you're better in other positions.
Let's utilize you
Once
in a different
Keaton
place.
was ready, he came in and just stepped right in, was phenomenal. Razor Duke went to other positions, and they, those pieces helped Butte County win their first state championship.
Yeah, whenever you take a Brody Westergaard level of talent off the field, you can't ask one kid to replace it. But if there was a team that is built to absorb that kind of a loss, it's probably Butte County. They move kids around. They have a lot of really talented runners between Razor Duke and you got Ross and Twitchell. Those are two names I expect to call a lot tonight. They're kicking off here. Logos will receive. But this Butte County team should be pretty potent offensively once again.
Here we go. Butte County kicks it off. Logos will receive. It's caught around the 10-yard line. Some room to run here on the near side. Good return that time by the Knights. That was number 34, who, of course, is not on the roster that I got just yesterday. Is not on the, so we
are starting in grand fashion.
I literally just got this roster yesterday. But Krosh was on the stop there. He's a name that you will hear throughout the day here for the Knights, or for the Pirates, excuse me. So 1st and 10, Logos. They will start with the ball right at the 25-yard line here on the near hash. Again, back in the shotgun is going to be Seamus Wilson, the starting quarterback. And Logos runs this 4-spread wide offense. It's fun to watch. Wilson will take the snap and roll left. He's got some room. He's across the 30, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line by Archibald.
They spread you out to create some seams, and then they put it in their quarterback hand. Jack Driscoll last year, who's at Dakota Wesleyan this year playing college football, he did this beautifully last year as far as if they give you that sweep, that quarterback run, you just take it. You spread them out, you create those openings, and you let the quarterback make some decisions with the ball.
Logos got down early in that game last year, and they just need to get some points on the board and not let Butte County come out and score quickly. They need to just take the yards where they got them, and they get 7 on 1st down. 2nd and 3, and a little they're going to call offsides. Butte County jumps. It's going to be a 1st and 10 here for the Knights.
Good start for Logos there. As you can see, Butte County trying to get their spacing right, get their assignments right, and good 1st down run, and then you follow it up with a penalty and an easy 1st down out of the chutes for Logos.
So 1st and 10, ball will scoot forward to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Knights, and they're taking their time here. Under 11 minutes to go here, 10:50 on the clock. Just about here from Homedale. I believe Butte County played a midway game here last year at Homedale. Handoff on the jet sweep, coming around right side across the 40. And a nice pickup that time. That's Baxter Covington, and Covington, they're going to say he gets 10 yards and a 1st down. Nice job by Covington to pick up the 1st.
When I was visiting before the game with Nick Holloway, the head coach for Logos, he specifically mentioned Covington and said, this is a guy, we're going to find the way to get him on the field and get the ball in his hands. He's an athlete, he's a playmaker, and had a nice carry on the sweep right there.
So far, Logos been able to stretch the field. They've gone to the left, they've gone to the right, and they've picked up chunks of yards. 1st and 10. Ball's on the 49-yard line here for Logos. Covington comes in motion again. Wilson will keep it himself. Lots of room up the middle, and Archibald's going to be right there for the stop. He's going to get 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Well, and you see 4 wide, and you see motion, and you assume they're going to sling it all over the place, and they'll throw it. Don't get me wrong. They've got good receivers. But this is what they're doing. They're trying to maximize their matchups and create openings. And so far, it takes a couple of minutes to kind of get used to it defensively. And you're seeing Logos. There have been big holes on every play. And every time they've run a play, 7, 8, 9 yards every time so far.
2nd and 1 here for Logos. Bring a man in motion the other way, and Wilson will go right up the middle again. He's got a 1st down and more as he crosses the 35. They'll spot there at the 35, 1st and 10.
Seamus Wilson, the senior, played as a freshman and sophomore, was very effective. Didn't play last year. Coach Holloway said he just needed to get his body fixed. He was banged up. He needed to get healthy, so he took the year off from football, went on to play basketball. Tremendous basketball player, and they're thrilled to have him back this year.
So Butte County, a nice drive. Logos, a nice drive here for the Knights as they've marched inside Pirate territory down to the 35-yard line. Covington comes in motion again from the far side, and he'll get the ball. No one over there for Butte County. Lots of room for the Knights. Across the 25, and the ball comes out. Who's got it? I think Logos recovers it.
Yep.
But a big gain and another first down. This one's going to be at the 21-yard line.
Out there on the edge, number 14, Lucius Comas, with a really effective lead block on the corner. Made it pretty easy for Covington to just kind of run ahead until he met some resistance.
So another first down for Logos as they continue to march their way down the field. They've picked up no less than 7 yards on any given play here. And is again 2 to either side this time for the Knights.
Butte has no safety over the top. They're all up within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Wilson rolls right, and they stop him that time. So like you said, Will, trying to, maybe give up some space in the back there where they could throw the ball, but it works at that time as Wilson keeps it. He picks up a yard.
Looked like they dropped Rawson Twitchell back to a linebacker position as opposed to defensive end, at least on that snap. And that may be a minor adjustment early that we'll see if it continues, although he's back at defensive end on this position.
2nd and 9 here. Closer to the left hash this time. They've kind of been right up the middle the last couple of plays. Wilson's going to go across the middle. He's got a man open, and it's caught for the touchdown. A 20-yard pitch and catch right into the arms. Dominic Porras brings it in for the Knights' first score of the season.
And that's what you see when you take the safety out of the middle of the field. All that Porras has to do is defeat that corner and get inside him, and then it's just pitch and catch. A well-thrown ball, runs under it, makes a nice catch, and a touchdown for the Knights.
So conversion to come here. That score comes at the 7:28 mark of the first quarter.
The Knights coaching staff has to be thrilled with that opening drive. They did what they wanted to do. They executed. They were able to force Butte County to adjust a little bit, and then they took advantage and got the early lead here.
So conversion coming, and there's Covington in the backfield this time. He'll get the handoff, and I think the second effort push. Did they get him across?
No sign.
They
Yes.
did. He did get through. Thought maybe Butte County had him, but able to get it through. So 8-0 here quickly. Hey, want to thank, we got a couple of great new power boosters for
Excellent.
Logos this week.
Excellent.
We want to give them a shout out right now. Forged Construction is the newest MVP power booster. So if you go to the Logos page on Idaho Sports, you'll see these businesses on the page there. But if you have friends or family that's relocating to the Moscow or Lewiston area, be sure to reach out to Forged Construction. They're that new MVP banner for all of their home and site construction needs, or yours if you want to upgrade your home. Check out their website at forgedconstruction.work to find out more, or you can go to the Logos page and click on that banner that's right there. Also want to thank Panhandle Heating. If you're getting ready for the cold that's coming up, be sure to contact Panhandle Heating now before the rush to get the best prices on pellets, chimney cleaning, and fireplaces on the Palouse. Their number is 310-4962, or look them up on Facebook. That's Panhandle Heating. Panhandle Heating in Moscow.
Throwing a few extra consonants here and there makes it fun.
I didn't learn, North Carolina, they didn't teach us English until high school.
This is one of the longest run-ups for kickoff I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, he started that in Nampa. As this one lands at the 10-yard line. Some room on the left side and into the second level. Lots of room straight ahead. He gets another block, still on his feet, still going. Great return there for Krosh. We told you we'd call his name, and there it is as Krosh takes that one for a 42-yard kickoff return inside Logos territory.
When you're a power running offense that likes to hammer the ball, starting on the other side of midfield sure makes it easier, and it's a nice answer there for Butte County off of the Logos touchdown drive to get the good kickoff return and get your offense in good position right away.
So Butte County will start their first possession on offense inside Logos territory. Archibald right side to Duke And Duke's across the 40, and I think he's got a first down, or just shy of it. I think they'll mark him just short a 9-yard gain.
Good first down gain there, picking up 9. You want to live in that second and short, third and short range. Get ahead of the chains.
So 2nd and 1, and that's a combination that we heard a lot last year. Keaton Archibald to Razor Duke. Again, we mentioned it earlier, the dynamic there. Duke started as the quarterback last year. And Butte County coming out in the I formation, and the ball goes down. Archibald is going to pick it up. He loses about a yard. They're going to give him the 40 as forward progress. This will be at about 3rd and 2.
And that's the importance of getting 9 on first down, right? Because you're now, instead of being 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, you're 3rd and 2, and you still got the whole playbook.
So 3rd and very manageable here for Butte County. It's their first. I don't think Logos had a 3rd down on that drive.
I don't know that they had too many second downs, and I say that sarcastically, but they moved down the field very effectively.
Archibald will keep it himself. He'll bounce it outside. He's got room to run. One man to beat. Does he get the block? He does, but they catch back up. Nice run by Archibald. He's shoved out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 there.
The corner here on the near side just got caught inside just a little bit too much. Archibald was able to bounce outside of him and then just win the race to the corner and pick up a big run there.
Great run there. Great run for Butte County as they'll come back out. Archibald in the shotgun. And another low snap, but he'll get the handoff, but nowhere to run is Rawson Twitchell. And little extracurriculars, but man, what a stop back there. Number 33, George Evans, wrapped him up.
It's going to be tough to get anything going inside against this Logos defense on top of players like Evans. You got one of the better linebacker duos in all of 8-man football, Gunnar Holloway, Ben Carlson, 2 very effective, very active linebackers, and they're able to fill those gaps. And if you're trying to get off the D end and get to the linebacker, the D end's going to make the play or vice versa.
Archibald rolls to his right. He wants to go to Duke in the end zone, and it's intercepted in the end zone. I wasn't sure if it was going to get knocked down, but coming up with the INT, it was. The drive ends in the end zone. And just like that, a promising drive for Butte County is ended on a turnover.
When they look at that one on film, I think the coaching point, the teaching point is going to be Duke was running a little bit deeper in the end zone. Try and get it up and over and let Duke run under it where it was a little lower trajectory throw, and the defensive back was able to undercut it and intercept it. A big defensive play there, and Logos with a chance here starting on the 20-yard line to go down and take a 2-score lead.
1st and 10. There's a run up the middle and another good gain on first down. This will be a gain of about 5.
Let's see what adjustments the Butte County coaching staff made one drive to the next here.
Gain about 5 on the play. Brings up 2nd down for the Knights.
2nd down. 2nd and 5. Eight to 0, Logos on top. They'll roll it over here to the near side. That one's thrown up and almost caught. Kind of a dangerous pass, though, just floating it up like that.
You know, Tegan Babcock, the linebacker there for Butte County, actually had really good coverage where that's the throw up over the top, right? A flat throw. Babcock probably picks it off and goes the other way. So we have a 3rd down. Our first 3rd down of the game for Logos here, leading 8-0. We're still in the first quarter, inside 5 minutes to go in that opening quarter of play. 4 receivers way out wide. Again, no high safety for the Butte County defense. Wilson, the quarterback, he's going to throw here to the left, set up some sort of a receiver screen. Going to be close to the first down. Think they got it. They definitely did. Out across the 30, close to the 35-yard line. That pass is complete to Baxter Covington. He picks up close to 10 yards. And it will be a first down for Logos, leading 8-0 here at Homedale High School, just outside of Caldwell, if you're not familiar with it. Kind of a meet-in-the-middle game here between Logos, who's up in Moscow, and Butte County, located over in Arco.
This time they'll bring Daniels in motion. Flags fly.
That might have been nope, they're going to say offsides. I thought maybe one of the receivers flinched, but nope.
So I can't completely confirm, but I was there for the Camas County game last year for Butte County, and they did trail in the first half to Camas County. But outside of that, I'm not sure if they trailed at any point during the rest of the season, except outside of that championship game to Oakley here and there, and to Kendrick, the one game they lost. So not a familiar territory for Butte County to be in a deficit.
No, they're in a little bit of a chase mode here, and Logos off to a tremendous start. First down run right there.
Yeah, on the 1st and 5, just make it 1st and 10. And right now, Seamus Wilson is absolutely tearing up that Pirate defense up the middle.
Well, they're finding a lot of success inside between the guards where they're just letting him take a snap and pick a lane, and so far it's worked really well.
This is a Butte County team that lost great players like Brody Westergaard, Braxton Gammett, Rafe McAfee, Trent Pancari, Boston Anderson, Justin Gilchrist, Ian Simpson, Zach Seiler, just to name a few, right, from that team.
On an 8-man football team, you just rattled off like 10 names.
It's a lot of guys to look to replace, and sometimes it takes more than a quarter to figure this out. 1st and 10, there's a pitch left side, lots of room to run. He cuts inside, off to the races, across the 20, but it looks like Duke is going to bring him down, but not before the ball is over the goal line, at least from my view.
It looked like
touchdown.
Yep.
Touchdown, Knights.
What a run by Daniels. I tell you what, Razor Duke, though, almost caught him, did catch him around the 2-yard line, but the tackle wasn't in time, and just like that, it is 14-0 Logos.
Good play execution. Good job, Wilson, bringing the defense to him for delivering the pitch. Daniels just off to the races up to the sideline, but boy, did you see Razor Duke. That young man showcased some speed right there to even make that close.
3:51 to go here in the first quarter, and that was I believe a 55-yard run, give or take a few, as the conversion, I believe he's in there.
Looks like it, yep.
For Covington.
Covington, the ball carrier, extra try is good.
So the run by Daniels and make it 16-0. That's not what I had on my bingo card coming in. We knew that Logos was going to be good. We knew that Butte County was going to be good. But, man, right now Logos is really is cruising right now.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a Butte County team that last year en route to a state championship only gave up 21 points a game. And they've already given up 16 here in the first quarter. Now, your point made before, you've got a lot of new players in new roles, and they're talented kids. But sometimes, especially when you're going up against a different offense here, this Logos offense is unlike something you're not gonna see this again. So sometimes it takes a little time to find your footing here, and the only question is, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you get buried early. But this Butte County team, great coaching staff. Sam Thorngren, the most tenured 8-man coach in the entire state of Idaho. They'll make some adjustments. They'll start to figure some stuff out. But you need to get something going from the offense here. You need to get some points. You don't want to lose touch early.
Back deep to receive. Again, back there is Crosh as well as Razor Duke.
Yep. Here comes the 5-mile run up from the kicker. He literally starts on like the 22 and kicks it off from the 40.
This one's back. This is going to go out of bounds, which is a better result than Butte County might make them kick it again. No. It's a game. It's a win if you're.
That's a 20-yard win for Logos compared to last time.
Man, those two guys back there, those guys, the 35 is a minimum for them. Hey, if located on the Palouse, Forged Excavation can handle all of your excavation needs. Check them out at forgedexcavation.work. They're also one of those new power boosters for Logos. So 1st and 10 here for Butte County, looking for an answer. Ball starting right there on the 35-yard line for the Pirates, and nowhere to run on the right side. And they're going to lose a yard. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10.
Max Hawthorne in there again. He's done a nice job here early. The goal line interception, and then on this drive, he plugs the hole right there and stops the runner for no gain.
So 2nd and 10 here from Homedale. A lot of times you see there are some meet-in-the-middle games here at Homedale. Sometimes you see them at Fruitland. You see them at Middleton a lot. We'll be at the 8-man game between Valley and Prairie in a couple weeks, which is they'll be meeting in Fruitland for that one. Archibald's going to roll to his left and pitch it right side, but again, stuffed in the backfield is Twitchell. And Twitchell, it's a guy that can run the football, and he loses 4 yards on this. It's going to be 3rd and 14.
Really good job there by the Logos defense to string it out. You saw Archibald, he was just kind of shadowed the whole way, so he really couldn't. He couldn't turn it up and run. He really didn't have anywhere to go, and by the time he pitched it to Twitchell, the corner came up from that right side, made a really good, sure tackle. Just excellent defense. Excellent defense on that play by Logos.
So 3rd and long here for Butte County. Probably see the Pirates go to the air here as Twitchell lines up to the left of Archibald. Archibald's going to look to throw. He's got a lot of time back there. He's going to go deep. He's got a man across the middle. That's going to be a flag. It should be. It won't be, so I guess I'll take all of that back. It was a little bit high, so maybe that's what the officials are going to go with, as it was intended for Crosh back there. He wasn't able to get to it, so it's going to be a 4th down here for Butte County. And
well, on a 4-man officiating crew, the one position you don't have is you don't have that deep person. So you've got everybody, either in the backfield or at the line of scrimmage, and they're trying to eyeball something happening 30, 40 yards downfield. It's a tough call for an official to make.
Here comes the punt. This one is going to drop at the 41 and takes a Butte County roll. This goes an extra 10, almost 15 yards after the bounce. If you're Butte County, you got to be happy about that. But after that, 2:09 to go here in the first quarter, 16-0. Logos with the lead. ATC Communications is a family-owned internet and phone company that served Idaho communities for over 90 years. They are proud to support their local schools and want to wish the Butte County boys good luck here in today's game.
This Logos team not ranked by the media to start the year. In preseason rankings, you take them for what they're worth. They're educated guesses, right?
Yes, they are right now.
But they were in the others receiving votes category coming into this game.
So the Knights take over again, and this one's coming on a sweep to Mallory. Mallory tries to dive towards the 30. Only going to pick up 2 that time.
Good coverage there by the defense, and by coverage, I mean they had the lanes kind of shut down. And I'm not sure if Mallory was kind of trying to find the handle of the ball or if he was actually trying to position it in his hand to maybe throw it, because he was moving it around a little bit there, and it was hard to tell if he was thinking maybe throw, and then he started to stumble, and that kind of blew up the play, or if he never really had a good handle on the ball. And he still gained 3.
2nd and 8 here for Logos. This time coming in motion is Comus, and they'll go up the middle. Just keep it with Wilson, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, Babcock, I believe that was coming up. It was either Babcock or McCoy Jensen, one of the two of them, 30 and 80. They kind of looked the same. They were able to fill that hole and make the tackle and didn't leave that big seam that has been there so far.
So 3rd and 8, 1 minute to go here, and Logos taking their precious time with this play. 3rd and a long 8 here. No one back there with Wilson right now. He's trying to get somebody to jump, and they don't get it, and they're going to call a timeout. So Logos will take a timeout. Hey, serving the Palouse since 1975, Norm's Glass is the place to stop for all of your glass, window, and door needs. Check out their site for more information at normsglassshop.com. Again, one of those great new power boosters for Logos, Norm's Glass. And finally, want to thank Frost LLC. The next time you're having car troubles, call Frost LLC. They're a certified local mobile technician serving the Arco area and is sure to be able to help you with whatever your vehicle is giving you heartburn for. Call 589-2385 to have Frost LLC get you back on the road again. Frost LLC, always a great supporter of Butte County here on IdahoSports.com. Thanks to Philip out there for never hesitating to be on a broadcast and helping make this possible. All these sponsors, they make it. You're watching this game live and free right now. There's a bunch of us here that are doing this, and it costs us money to do this. So we appreciate all these businesses that help us be able to highlight these great student athletes all over the state, week in and week out. For over, I think this is our 25th year.
It's got to be dang near close to that.
Wilson's going to go back to pass. He's got a man across the middle, and just finding the nice pocket is Lucius Comas, and he's got a big first down close to midfield.
Boy, a good rush coming up the middle on that one, and Wilson just kind of threw it to a spot, and Comas, a very good receiver, was able to run under it and make the catch and pick up the first down.
Just floated up there a little bit, and everybody was coming here to the near side. Comas found himself right there with nobody around. So 1st and 10 Knights. Tight formation this time. They'll run it up the middle and nowhere to run that time. Wrapped up by Babcock, and the first negative play for the Butte County defense.
We've called his name 2 or 3 times already. Tegan Babcock, the sophomore, 5'11", 175 pounds. He's had a nice start to the ball game here, and this is what Butte County needs to do. We talk about small adjustments. You think the first drive, everything was 7, 8, 9 yards. It started to kind of even out a little bit, but the problem if you're a Butte County fan is you're already chasing 16 points and Logos is on the move again. You need some sort of a turnover, some sort of a stop.
So after one, it is Logos 16, Butte County 0. We'll take a quick break and be right back with the second quarter on IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Welcome back, everybody. As we get started with the second quarter, we'll flip directions of the field. Logos will now move from right to left in the white uniforms with blue pants. Wilson rolls left. He'll throw it. He gets hit hard.
He got smacked.
He does complete the pass, and that's a good pickup. It's going to be 3rd and 4. We're going to take it down to Lucas Gebhardt right now on the field.
Yeah, guys, at the end of that first quarter, a couple things we noticed here down the sideline. The big thing for Butte County was energy. That was the big thing that we heard from their coaching staff, trying to get their team some more energy on their sideline, down 2 scores. Now, the Logos side, big thing we heard from them, defensively especially, was the strike zone that we heard from their coaching staff. They want their guys to hit the Butte County guys a little bit lower instead of up by the shoulders. And I think if they can do that, Logos will lock things down a little more defensively.
Thanks, Lucas, for that report. As we got a 3rd and 4, and that one's overshot, intended for Comas. And this is the position of the field where you might see Logos just go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, this is kind of your 4-down territory range where, if you punt, maybe you gain 15, 20 yards. So you may as well just take a shot, especially they've been moving the ball well. So why not?
Yeah.
You trust your team to go get. You essentially need 4 yards.
So 4th down and 4 yards to go here. The first 4th down for the Logos Knights this season. have two wide, one to either side. Wilson trying to hard count right here, trying to get somebody to jump off for Butte County. They don't. They hold, and another timeout is going to be called for Logos. So just one timeout remaining for the Knights here in the second quarter. So just differences in the leagues this year, right? We talked about the classification change. We also talk about Kendrick is now the thing that we have to talk about that nobody wants to talk about. Kendrick is now up, and is there any reason that they shouldn't be right back where they were down at the what is the 1A level now? And this is something that Logos is going to have to deal with right down the road and right in their backyard, and having to deal with Kendrick now.
Yeah, they're now in the same White Pine League, so one is going to have to go through the other if they want to.
Right. If
they want to hoist that ultimate banner at the end of the year at some point. Well, I mean, they're going to play in the regular season, but you got to think there's a good chance they would see each other again in the postseason.
Yeah, both teams were picked 1 and 2. Kendrick first, Logos second in the preseason coaches poll. Here's the fourth down play. Wilson rolls right. He's under a lot of pressure. He floats it up and incomplete. Trying to hit Comus. Comus couldn't get it. And that pressure in the backfield.
Yeah, Twitchell and Duke both coming on the blitz, and that seems to be the adjustment that Butte County is making. We're not going to sit back. We're going to come at you. And if you beat us throwing the ball, you beat us throwing the ball, but we're going to harass you. We're not going to make it easy.
And they got beat on the ground. There was a couple pass plays that have gone for some yards, but really it's been on the ground. That first drive was a lot of Seamus Wilson. The second touchdown was just a bang, big play down the field. And like what Coach Thorngren has done is this adjustment on the defense here for Butte County.
Yeah, critical stop for the Pirates, and now they need to go down and put some points on the board.
So 1st and 10, Butte County. Archibald gets the snap. He'll throw left side and nowhere to go. Cross caught the ball and was wrapped up immediately. Gain of maybe 2.
Looked like they tried to get everybody flowing one way and then throw back the other way, as we've got a few raindrops kind of splattering here on the front window got here.
What is that?
Well, ask Brandon Bainey and Ryan Skaggs up in North Idaho about that. They had an absolute disaster weather-wise last night. But it looked like they tried to get everybody flowing here to the near side and then throw back to the backside. Good discipline by the Logos defense.
2nd and 8 here for Butte County. They'll bring Duke in motion. The pitch here to Twitchell. Twitchell trying to get a block. He picks it up. Maneuvers his way through, and he's got himself a first down. Nice run. What a patient run.
Really patient.
By Twitchell. Just waited for his guys to get in position, and then almost fully stopped moving at some point and just weaseled his way down.
And just from a fundamental standpoint, if you're a coach, the one thing you want to see is you want to see your running back keep his feet moving. So even though he wasn't running at full speed, he had those feet chopping. His head was up and his feet were chopping, and he kept finding those little seams and just worked his way forward for a really nice gain.
First down, 10 yards to go. Archibald, he'll keep it left side. He's got a block, and he's into the second level. He's across the 30, still on his feet. He's across the 20. Archibald, he's going to go inside the 10, still on his feet, and he will score. Oh, no, they'll put him down at the 1. I thought his arm whipped the ball across the goal line.
It looked like he tried to reach it out, and I don't know if it was the inertia of the swing or he was trying to break the plane, but I'm guessing there were a fair amount of Butte County people that kind of held their breath there for a second because he did have it out there, holding it out. But nice run right there. Nice run by Archibald. Big answer here for Butte County, a chance to cut into this lead.
It's exactly what Butte County needed, and Archibald got a great block on the outside and then did the rest himself. He was on the far side, cut through the defense across the field. That's a long run, and he gets stopped at about the 1 yard line. They'll hand it off left side and into the end zone. Now, there it is. Touchdown, Rawson Twitchell, a 1 yard run, and Butte County is on the board here.
Another patient run. The initial hole looked like it was closed up pretty well by the Knight defense, so he just kind of shifted his feet to the left a little bit and pushed forward and got himself in the end zone.
9:28 to go here in the second quarter, a 1 yard run by number 10, Rawson Twitchell. after a roughly 50 or a 49-yard run by Keaton Archibald, who did a heck of a lot of work to get it down there. Duke in the backfield this time, and Razor Duke is going to be stuffed. The conversion no good. So if you're Logos, you're still sitting pretty with a 2-score lead as you scored both of your conversions and you stopped Butte County on the one. I think if there was one thing that I think Butte County, the one thing that you could say last year is that they got stopped on a lot of those conversions. It didn't end up mattering, but a lot of times they would find themselves in those positions of not getting it, getting themselves down, like in that Camas County game, I think they were down a few scores. They turned it on in the second half, and it was no big deal. But we're going to actually go down to Lucas here really quick. Lucas, what you got?
Yeah, great drive there by Butte County, guys, without a doubt. And, right on the doorstep, that last big run that they had, I mean, they dragged him down literally. I had a front row view of it, literally at about the 1.5 yards. And then a great second effort to get into the end zone. That's a big touchdown for Butte County, just momentum-wise, to get that fourth down stop on the turnover on downs and then go down and score, make it a 10-point game here. But, momentum-wise, Butte County definitely grabbing some here.
Hey, thanks, Lucas. Little momentum, it sounds like, brewing down there on this Butte County sideline.
Lucas Gebhardt, maybe one of the best JV baseball umpires I've ever had.
Comes the kickoff for the first time today for Butte County after a score. This one is going to roll towards the sideline, goes out of bounds. We've seen a lot of kickoffs the last couple of years that go to that about that area that end up. It's not going to happen on turf. It's going to roll, but in a thick grass field, they'll die. They'll die right there around the 20-yard line, and in that specific corner, I've seen multiple times nobody go down there and get it, except that other team that's kicking it off.
And you're playing the percentages, too. Most teams don't have the big booming foot that can put it in the end zone. So if you put one down the middle of the 20, the guy's probably going to return it to at least the 35 anyway. So let's take a chance. Let's go one of the angles, and let's see if something good can happen. And if it doesn't, okay, defense, go make some plays.
1st and 10, this Butte County defense has got to be feeling good after the stop and then the score. Looking for an answer here. Here's a run right side. Nowhere to go for Covington, and he's going to lose a yard.
Lawrence Hawley in on the tackle, and we're starting to see the adjustments here. Those gaps are not quite as big. Those holes are not quite as big. The Butte County defense is making some adjustments, and now let's see the far side. A good coaching staff on the far side as well. The counter adjustment to the adjustment.
These are two great coaches. I mean, just what we've been able to see coming out of the gate for Logos. They went right down the throat, 2 big scores, and now Butte County, the answering adjustments. Here's a deep throw, and it's caught! It is caught by the Knights' number 12, Ryan Daniels. He caught it on his hip. What a throw, right on the money by Seamus Wilson.
You know, McCoy Jensen did not have bad coverage there. That ball was just, a foot beyond what his fingertips could reach.
When it was up in the air, I thought there was no way that pass was going to make it based on the coverage the defense had. And I just thought that was not going to get there, and it did, man. What a throw. Seamus Wilson right on the money. So 8:25 to go here in the second quarter, 16-6, and now Logos says, you know what, you'll stop our runs. We'll go through the air in a big gain. Wilson rolls to the right and breaks one tackle. He's got a first down and more, and he's going to go in for a touchdown. No, he stepped out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
Basically where he cut back to go back to the middle for the score.
But it's a first down, and, man, that's – we talked about the great answer by the Butte County coaching staff and making some good defensive adjustments. Logos, what do? They go over the top, complete a pass, force the defense to spread themselves out a little bit, and then say, okay, well, now you do this, now we'll run it again, and they pick up a first down.
Yeah, Hawley almost made the play right at the corner there, but he could not quite get a hold of him.
We've got a flag down before
much of anything,
anybody even gets in position. Got a dead ball. I think a legal substitution. 1, 2, 3.
They might have had 9 on the field because the player came running off.
Yeah, Ross and Twitchell runs off, And I believe Butte County Butte County's going to take a timeout to talk about things here.
So a little over 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Next week, these teams get in a little bit more familiar territory. Butte County will host Valley. We mentioned that Valley with some people proudly in their royal blue sitting right down in front of us to our left. So they're making some notes so those two teams can prepare. Meanwhile, Logos goes into league play as they will host Clearwater Valley of Kuski. This is the only non-conference game for Logos, is they have a big enough league where they don't need, it's kind of the opposite. So where Butte County has one league game and then one non-conference game for the other team.
So we've got a little graphic here showing you Seamus Wilson. He has been one of the key players here today for the Knights. Played a great game. You see him back there at quarterback. He'll actually grab the snap, and he's going to go right up the middle. And does he get into the end zone? He does. So how about that, Seamus Wilson? I guess we need to put everybody's graphic up, and they'll go ahead and score a touchdown. But Wilson takes it in from 12 yards out, or I believe that was 8 yards out for the touchdown.
Simple quarterback run to that left side, find an opening and attack it. He did that, and he got into the end zone.
So 7:59.
And just a quick answer, because at 9:28, Butte County got on the board, and here we are barely a minute and a half, well, not quite a minute and a half later, and Logos is back on the board to re-extend that lead.
So here comes the conversion attempt right side, and they get it in again. So Logos, they're 3 for 3. So 24-6, Logos on top. Now this is a 3-score game, as the Knights have really poured it on here in the first half. If you have friends or family relocating to Moscow or Lewiston, or you need it yourself, reach out to Forged Construction for your home and site construction needs. Check out their website at forgedconstruction.work. I want to thank them. They're our newest power booster for Logos. One of our newest. We got a couple new ones this weekend, but they're our MVP boosters. So they are the premium spot for a year on our website, right across the top there. Also want to thank Norm's Glass. They've been serving the Palouse since 1975, and they're the place to stop for all of your glass, window, and door needs. Check out their site for more information at normsglassshop.com. Also want to take a chance to remind you about the 8-man Prepcast, which is held every week. Brandon Bainey, the host, joined by Will Henneke, who's here with me, and Lane Kirkland, the former Carey head coach. I just want to mention something. That is brought to you by the Ideal Idaho's College Savings Program. There is going to be a contest coming up soon that is exclusive to 8-man football programs or in schools. Not just football teams. It could be anybody, but 8-man 1A and 2A schools in the state of Idaho. As this kickoff is going to be juggled and still on the ground and just going to fall on it is Crosh. But you'll hear about it soon, but it's going to be a contest just for students in 1A and 2A school system. So it could be an elementary school kid. It's going to be given away by the Idaho College Savings Program. So be sure to check out the 8-man Prepcast over the next couple weeks for more information on that. I think this week's show will be able to fully present that. So I'm sure a lot of you already listen to that if you're listening to this broadcast. If not, be sure to check out the 8-man Prepcast this week. Go listen to last week's, but check it out coming in the coming weeks as well.
Brandon keeping more secrets from me here. He sprung hey, who were your state championship picks last week?
Here's a pitch to the left side and nowhere to run. Man, that Logos defense was all over Twitchell, and I think he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And an option to the short side is so timing driven. You've got to hit it quick, because if anybody has to hesitate, if anybody's not quite timing, it gives the defense plenty of time to kind of fill that space, because there's just not as much of it on the short side of the field.
So actually they're going to give him, I guess I was misreading that, they're going to give him 2 yards on that. 2nd and 8. Down and distance here for Butte County. Looking for an answer as they trail 24-6 right now As here's a run up the middle for Twitchell again. He's still on his feet, and he comes bowling out of there, and Twitchell is off to the races. Across the 40, no one's behind him. He is going to go in for the touchdown. An 80-yard touchdown run by Rawson Twitchell, and you want an answer, there it is. He was in the middle and looked like a pinball just getting shot out. And he rolls forward for 80 yards for a touchdown.
Head up, feet moving, ran through contact, did not go down, spun out to the outside, and then just won the foot race. That's as good of an effort as you'll see from a running back.
So here comes the conversion attempt.
Logan and Lucas are trying to communicate here very quietly.
We need to learn sign language.
We need to get some of those like placard cards where we hold up like, a Fruity Pebbles sign when we're ready for him to talk. And 2-point conversion, I think he's there. We're just waiting for his signal.
I thought he was in, and they will give it to him. So the 2-point conversion is good. 24-14, Butte County. We're going to take it down here to Lucas.
Momentum has been a huge thing the last couple minutes for both of these teams. We've just seen them take punches at one another. The quick drives from Logos and then the big run here by Butte County. And I don't know about you guys, it seems like this second quarter is just dragging on. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the first quarter just flew by. This second quarter, we're not even halfway through it yet.
A lot of scores going on.
Three touchdowns in the last 2 minutes. That'll slow some things down a little bit when you're having to stop for extra points and then kickoffs and whatnot. But big plays from both sides, some tremendous individual efforts. That Twitchell touchdown run that'll be going on some huddle highlight reels, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was it was great. He got in the middle of a bunch of traffic and bounced out, and he's rewarded by huddling over the trash can, where we've seen him a couple of times today.
He's clearly fighting something down there.
You feel bad for the guy. He came out and lost his lunch earlier, and he's huddled over there again. Poor guy. I don't want to do anything but be in bed if I'm in that situation, and this guy just ran 80 yards for a touchdown.
Well, we're also old.
That's true.
The things you can convince yourself to do when you're 17 or 18.
I don't think I could run 80 yards.
Well, that's true. I would have stopped at about the 12-yard mark and said that's good enough.
Kickoff is deep and around the 30, going to be knocked out of bounds, like you said, Will, right around the 35. And I think that's going to be right where they put him. So, really, if it goes out of bounds, it's all the same. So a nice return there by the Knights, about a 25-yard return. It was picked up around the 10-yard line. So the Knights now looking for their answer again here as they lead it 24-14.
Well, they'll get the ball to start the second half here, and there's still a lot of time to go in this first half, over 7 minutes to go. But if you can get a stop here and you can get in the end zone and you can make it, a 4 or 6 point game or whatever going into half, when you're going to get the ball to start the second half, you've changed the narrative of the game a little bit.
And a flag, and we got some movement. I think this is going to be on
Porras leaned a little bit, yep. Not many flags, and that's something in game one. There have been a couple of false starts, not false starts, but like offsides. But it's been a relatively well-played game for game number one of the season.
So first down and 15 now. That's not how you wanted to start your answering drive if you're Logos, losing 5 yards before you snap the ball. They'll bring Daniels in motion. He'll get the pitch, and he's got room to run, and he gets through a couple of defenders and rolls forward a 14-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Really good job by Seamus Wilson on that play. As soon as, I'm not sure if it was the defensive end or the linebacker, whoever was in charge of contain on the near side, as soon as that person turned his shoulders inside, as soon as he turned, the pitch went out, and Daniels had plenty of room to get around the corner and run for almost 15 yards.
2nd and 1. No one back there. They will bring now Comas in motion. They're going to look to throw across the middle. They're going to go deep, and this one is knocked away. Great defense by Twitchell. A great throw by Seamus Wilson.
You know what's hard to do on that play is Twitchell just ran with him, and he never turned. But also, what he didn't do is he didn't reach.
Push. Yeah.
He waited. That's a play that you see so many times, even at the next level, college and pro, where a defensive back just loses his patience for that fraction of a second. He just read the receiver, and as soon as the hands went out, that's when he put his hand out and knocked the ball away. Really good defensive play.
You don't have to turn around if
Nope.
you don't touch them.
Nope.
So 3rd and 1 here. Big play here for this Butte County defense. Logos looking for the yard. They're going to roll right, and Wilson's got it. He's going to be close to midfield. He crosses midfield and goes out of bounds around the 45-yard line, so about an 11-yard gain for Wilson.
You know, something that doesn't show up in the box score that I've been really impressed with so far is the blocking of these Logos receivers. They've done a sensational job getting to the defensive backs and getting a push on them. So whether it's Wilson or whether it's one of the sweeps coming from the flanker position, they're able to get out around the corner and turn it into a nice gain.
So 6:28 to go here. In the second quarter, as now Logos taking their time as that ball went out of bounds. And yeah, Twitchell's got a couple of guys around him trying to help him as he's clearly not feeling the best. Wilson goes up the middle. He's got room to the left. He cuts back in. What a move.
Well, he's
Put
shifty.
Razor Duke on his feet. What a move.
He is shifty, and you can see when Coach Holloway was talking about, hey, we missed him last year. You know, we really missed him, and they were 9-0 going into that semifinal game. So they had themselves one heck of a season to begin with, but they're like, he said, we missed him last year, and we are glad to have him back.
And the way they move this ball, they're going to be a problem for a lot of teams, just the way.
Well, it's hard to duplicate. If you're, say, Lapway, Clearwater Valley, whoever, insert team here, you don't face this type of an offense, so it's hard to duplicate it in practice.
And this one's going to go down on the ground. Right on the money on the pitch was Coden Crosh. Crosh hit the back right as the pitch got there. That's one that Wilson will watch the film and say, I just got to keep that.
Yep.
He'll look forward and he'll see the defender. I'm going to lose yards, but I'm not going to put the ball on the ground. He'll
not
clean
jeopardize
that up.
losing the ball, sure.
That's what it's the first game of the year. You'll clean that up. That's one that you learn. Maybe I just take the few yards lost here. So it's going to be back to me 3rd and 8 now.
Well, and he's a first-year starter at quarterback, so this is all a bit of a learning experience for him too. He's played a lot of football, so he's seen it, but now he's seeing it from a different perspective. So he'll file it away. He won't make that mistake again.
3rd and 8 here for Logos. Changes up the play call a lot, though. They're going to bring again in motion Comus, and they're going to go deep across the right side, and a lot of contact there, and they'll throw a flag. I think what the Butte County fans, you hear them moaning, I think they're saying, well, that looked a lot like what happened to us earlier.
It did. It did. Very similar, and again, that's for the official who's running down the field behind the play, that's a tough call.
Right.
That's a tough call. Was that pass interference?
I think it was.
I don't hate it.
I thought that the first one was as
Maybe,
well.
Yeah. I think they both were. And I think that's, if you're on the near sideline here, which is the Butte County fans, if one is, then the other needs to be. The problem is we can't relitigate it like that. These people probably aren't wrong. I think they probably both were.
Yeah, right. Yes, that one looked pretty clear. And this is going to be a false start on Logos.
I said something about what a clean, well-played game had been, and we've had like 3 flags since then. So I'll wear that one. I'll own that one.
So 4:48 to go here in the second quarter. Logos knocking on the door once again as it's 1st and 15. Ball's on the 33-yard line. Two receivers to either side this time. And Seamus will keep it himself. Wilson gets back to the line of scrimmage, or the original line, and maybe gets an extra one.
Yeah, maybe +1, maybe.
2nd and 9. Yeah, 6-yard gain. 4:29 and counting here in the second quarter. As it'll be an interesting halftime meeting for both sides. Interesting to see what they decide they want to change coming out in the second half. I expect the second half to be completely different in different ways, that both teams are going to make adjustments to try and knock the other one out. Here's the handoff on the jet sweep again. Butte County all over it that time. Two different Pirates in there, and I believe it was Wanstrom.
Yeah, Stetson Wanstrom coming up, the junior. He kind of finished it off. There was some good coverage on the end, and as soon as he turned back inside, one defender got his hands on him, and Wanstrom knocked him down.
3rd and 7 here. It's 4-down territory right here.
Oh, for sure. Very few teams carry quote-unquote field goal kickers in the 8-man level.
Yeah, the only one
there are a few.
Personally saw was last year, Garden Valley.
Rimrock has a young man who's a heck of a kicker as well.
Wilson goes right, doesn't like it. He cuts back inside. He's not going to get the first down, but he's going to make it 4th and short. This is a great call, a great decision by the young man there at quarterback. You don't need all of it to get it on that first. You have another play.
Lucas is staring at you.
Yeah, what you got, Lucas?
Guys, just want to say Rawson Twitchell just made that last tackle. He's been on the sideline here for Butte County. Not, I would say, in any sort of pain, but obviously not comfortable here on the sideline.
Yes.
But he's back in. He's a tough kid. Just got that last tackle. He's back in the game right now. Something we're keeping an eye on down here.
Thanks, Lucas. Yeah, we've noticed it from up here as well that something's not right, but his football skills have not suffered. Here's a long shot on 4th down to the end zone. It is incomplete.
Boy.
He had it. He had it in his hands, and it was knocked away at the last second. Great defense by Wanstrom.
The ball was in his hands, and he was trying to pull it into his body, and the DB had his hand in there and was just able to be enough of a nuisance where he could not quite pull it in.
Yeah, it was in there. It was like stuck between the two of them, and it just came bobbling out. So a great stop there for Butte County, and that's a danger. I like that on 3rd and 2 in that position. But 4th, the way they run the ball, if it was me, I'd just get the first and go again, but I'm not a coach. 2:33 to go now here, and Butte County, this would be a huge response because I believe they get the ball.
They do. They get the ball to start the second half. So if you can find a way to get some points here, you would open the second half with a chance to take the lead.
First down play, and nothing doing there. They're going to lose, looks like 2 yards.
Looking for the number there. That's number 20. Mallory again. 2nd or 3rd time we've called his name. Oh, no. They give me a different name. Finn McCool is who they went with. I thought it was 20. Apparently it was 28. My apologies. Oh, I see it now. Yep.
So a 2-yard loss, closing down near the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter. Archibald looks to throw it left side, and it's incomplete, hits the ground. All of a sudden, now it's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, he bobbled the snap just a bit, and it's a timing route. So his timing was thrown off a little bit from the get-go, and he almost kind of shoved the ball. He didn't really throw it, you know what I mean? And so it came up a little bit short and behind the receiver. But to your point, you're now at 3rd and 12. What do you do here? You know, do you throw it and risk giving them even more time if it falls incomplete? Interesting play call coming up here for Butte County.
Logos does have 1 timeout remaining, and they're going to have nobody back there. Snaps have been a bit of a problem for Butte County.
Double
a little
play.
Trickery. They're going to come back over now to Archibald. He's got plenty of room over here. He's got the first down and more. Still on his feet across the 40. Great play. You thought you might see that you got the double pass, but I thought maybe Archibald would even throw it again. But he keeps it this time and picks up a first down.
Well, they did a fantastic job with the offensive line when they threw the first pass. The offensive line leaked out, and it became a de facto screenplay.
Right.
That's all it was a simple screenplay where the back was throwing it back to the quarterback. Well designed, well executed by Butte County.
Pirates will hit the hurry up here. 1.5 minutes to go. Archibald looks left. This time it's caught and gets a block. Now some room to run for Cross. He's across midfield and dropped right there at midfield.
And that was the opposite of a screen. That's just to get the ball in the hands of a playmaker and see if he can make some people miss, and he did. I mean, that play could have been dead to rights at the line of scrimmage. Instead, it was a gain of, 7, 8?
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 3 here.
Inside of a minute, clock is running.
Butte County has scored on a long play today. Both of their scores came off of long plays.
Correct, yeah.
Archibald had a 50-yard run to get it down to the 1-yard line, and then an 80-yard touchdown run by Twitchell. Archibald, he's going to go deep here on the near side, going up to Duke, but just out of the reach, maybe a yard in front of Razor Duke.
Duke hesitated just a tiny bit, and that, again, you talk about those things on video that he'll see, and he'll be like, man, if I keep going hard, I might have a chance to haul that one in. But there was just the teeny tiniest little hesitation in his route.
So 3rd and 3. I like the shot there on
I do
on
too.
2nd and short.
I do too.
You still
the
have
whole playbook.
You got another play here where you can get this first down here. 34 seconds to go. That's plenty of time for either team to go any amount of yards.
Especially Butte County has 2 timeouts, so you can do whatever you want, and if you need to burn a timeout, you burn a timeout.
Archibald, quick pass, and he gets it over to Twitchell. Twitchell has got the first down and a little bit more. So the clock will stop momentarily, and I believe the Pirates will take one of those 2 timeouts they have remaining.
First down, Pirates.
Simple play again. You don't need a lot, and that's almost like an extended handoff because Twitchell, I don't even know if he moved other than to turn around and receive the ball, and then he just needs to get a block from that outside receiver and slip around the corner. Easy first down, picks up 6-7 yards, leaves them with a chance to go put some points on the board.
Hey, the next time you are having car troubles, call Frost LLC. Frost LLC is a certified local mobile technician serving the Arco area and is sure to be able to help with whatever vehicle is giving you heartburn. Call 208-589-2385 to have Frost LLC get you back on the road again. Also want to thank ATC Communications. They're a family-owned internet and phone company that has served Idaho communities for over 90 years. They are proud supporters of their local schools and want to wish the Butte County boys good luck. 26 seconds to go here for Butte County. 1st and 10 for the Pirates. They're going to go across the middle, and that one's intercepted. It was just a little bit behind, and it's picked off by number 52, Ben Carlson. So Carlson ends the threat. And with 21 seconds to go, we'll see if the Knights can put something up quickly.
A little bit underthrown. Again, I like the idea. I like the concept, but Carlson, I mean, that guy's not holding college offers already for nothing. That was a well-played play on the ball.
Yeah, great job. Just in the right spot at the right time behind the play. And now we'll see if the Knights decide to try and go for something here.
I'm doing a little dual-purpose action here. So snapping a couple photos while the action's going on.
That's the 2nd interception thrown today by Archibald. One was in the end zone. I think we forget about that factor of this game. Butte County could have had that 2nd score, or the 3rd score. And we've got some movement here.
He just took a knee.
Oh, took a knee. Sorry, I tight windows here at Homedale to see everything. So the clock is running, and this probably will do it for the first half.
Yep, looks like it.
Just waiting for that final whistle. 3, 2, 1. No one's going to do anything annoying. They won't. There we go. Zeros on the board after one half of play. It's 24-14. Logos, on top. We'll take a quick break and be right back with our halftime report here on IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Are you looking for a credit card with rewards? Well, we've made it simple. Get 1.5% unlimited cash back on purchases with no points to count, special rules or limits. Plus, take advantage of 0% on new purchases for 6 months. So go on, reward yourself with a Premier Rewards MasterCard from P1FCU. Apply online at p1fcu.org/rewards.
And welcome back, everybody. It's halftime here in Homedale. The score 24-14. Logos on top. Logos came out, took some early swings at Butte County and landed them right in the jaw, right in the cheek. They were able to do so, and Butte County has been able to answer, but they got up. The Pirates got down quickly, 16-0, and have been able to keep pace after that. They had a golden opportunity here at the end of the second quarter to potentially go down, get a score, and then get the ball back. They will get the ball to start the second half, but I'd love to see the adjustments that each one of these coaches is going to make at halftime. But before we get there, Will, tell us what happened in the first half here.
First 2 touchdowns in the first quarter coming from the Logos Knights. First of all, at the 7-minute, 28-second mark, it was a touchdown pass from Seamus Wilson to Dominic Porras, covering about 20 yards. 2-point conversion good. Logos with an early 8-0 lead. Then after a defensive stop, in fact, it was a red zone interception by Logos. They drove all the way back down. And then it was a touchdown run on a sweep play. Ryan Daniels, the senior, about 50 yards up the left side, won the foot race to the end zone. 16-0 Logos after 1 quarter of play. Butte County able to get back in it early in the second quarter. After a long Keaton Archibald run, got the ball down inside about the 2-yard line. It was Rawson Twitchell from a yard out. 2-point conversion, no good. Logos' lead was cut to 16-6. But then the Knights respond, went right back the other way. Seamus Wilson, an 8-yard run, calling his own number over the left side with 7 minutes, 59 seconds to go in the first half. 2-point conversion was good. Logos re-extended the lead to 24-6. But then Butte County with a big answer, a tremendous individual effort. Rawson Twitchell, 81 yards, was all jammed up. Line of scrimmage, found a little bit of daylight to his right, and then just outran the Logos defense all the way. 81 yards for a touchdown. 2-point conversion good. 24-14 at that point. Each team with chances after that. Butte County to get a little bit closer. Logos to pull a little bit further away. The defense made some big plays, so 24-14, that is where we are at. Butte County will get the ball to start the second half, and Logan, I mean, I got to be real honest here, because it's much better than saying I'd really like to lie to you right now, but it's just one of those crutch statements that people say. Sam Thorngren right now and his coaching staff, after the way that game has started, Logos punched them hard early.
Right.
To only be down 10 and be getting the ball to start the third quarter, that the Butte County staff has to be thinking, okay, we're okay. We have a chance to go do something now. We have a chance to get back in this. We have a chance to win it. We mentioned early in the game, Butte County preseason number 2 in the state by the media. You take it for what it's worth. Preseason polls are a crapshoot.
Right.
Logos not rated by the state's media, but the state's coaches, or particularly the White Pine coaches, said, hey, they're right there with Kendrick as far as the top teams in the White Pine. So we're looking at 2 of the better 2A teams in the state. So I don't think anybody should be surprised that Logos has the lead over the defending state champion at this point. But Butte County, they've got a chance. The ball's going to be in their hands. They're going to have a chance to cut into this deficit right out of the chutes in the second half. And if you can get it to, say, 24-22 midway through the third quarter, you're creating basically an 18-minute football game. If you're Butte County, you got to like your chances.
Yeah, I think the way they came out, they're disappointed in it. They know what it was, right? It is what it is. They didn't play great. Logos came out firing. They were running the ball so well. They did whatever they wanted. They did whatever they wanted. That first drive, just right down their throat. And it will be interesting to see what Coach Thorngren comes up with here. What adjustments? Opposite side, Coach Holloway. He's also going to say, "Hey, look, guys, they fixed this. Let's unfix it. Let's find a way to counter what I think they're going to do." So a good chess match here.
And in the chess match, you can say there's an opportunity here for Logos as well. Okay, Butte County's going to get the ball. If we can force a punt or a turnover, and then we can turn around and score,
we can cruise.
That's going to take a lot of wind out of their sails, because that makes it a 3-score game into the second half, and that's a challenge.
Coaches poll for the White Pine, like you mentioned, Kendrick was number 1, Logos was number 2, followed by Prairie, Kamei, Potlatch, Clearwater Valley, Lapwai, and Troy.
Lapwai and Troy both picking up wins last night.
Yeah, Troy beat Deary.
And Deary's a good team.
Who was picked to win their league, and so
Deary's a good team. Those are both good wins because Lapway beat Genesee. They
thumped them,
pulled away in the second half, and wound up getting the win there. Jerice McCormick, a big game for Lapway. But those are two nice wins from teams that are supposedly, quote unquote, the underbelly of the White Pine League. I think in Kendrick and Logos you have two pretty clear favorites.
Right.
You get beyond that, I think it's a lot of good football teams, and it's going to be another tough league.
And what is nice about the league this year, or not the league, but the 2A classification, right? I believe the 4 district champions get into state. Yep. So your White Pine League, so and then more than likely Notice here in the Treasure Valley, and then whoever wins that Magic Valley Conference, and then the winner of Butte and Grace.
Their one game at the end of October.
Right. Those, and, hopefully, we hope we can be there for that one. Outside of that, everything is coming in off of max preps. That's how we are going to get the rest of the teams. Because in the past, we had seen some teams sneak in, like in Idaho City, that probably shouldn't have been there. And a team gets left out that probably should have been.
The last 2 years, it's been Prairie. Prairie has been the team that should have gotten in based on results, but because there were 2 teams or a third team or whatever, because of predetermined bracketing, Prairie was the last team left kind of holding the bag a little bit, where they felt like they probably should have been a playoff team both those years, and based on the Max Preps rankings, which, I haven't really been secretive about it. I don't love the mathematics of it. And then let's go now down to the field level, where Lucas Gebhardt's standing by with Sam Thorngren.
All right, Coach, here at halftime, down 10, how do you assess your team's play here in the first half?
We just got to be more physical and confident in what we're doing. I think we shot ourselves in the foot. Logos is outplaying us right now. They're just executing. They're getting down. They're running harder downhill than we are, and we're not accustomed to that. So we'll try to get back to playing physical football and being disciplined, and I think we can turn it around.
Yeah, how tough is it to play a team like this in week 1, or is it a little bit easier?
Well, it's harder because you just don't know because they run such a different offense, so we spend a lot of time on that, and then they came out in some conventional sets, and we haven't really worked that as much. So we're kind of rehashing things now and trying to remind them how we're supposed to defend certain sets. I think we got better as the half went on. We just got to be consistent.
One big key focus for the second half is what?
We got to control our gaps. They can't run through those A gaps downhill on us and get 5 yards every time. So we're going to get more aggressive in the middle there and see if we shut that down. We forced 3 fumbles and haven't picked one up. So hopefully this half, that ball bounces our way a few times.
Perfect. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Lucas. Thanks for that chat as well. Coach Thorngren taking the time to talk to us. Good stuff there, Will, learning what does Butte County need to do. They said they want to stop the gaps, not let Logos get through those gaps. And like you mentioned, the fumbles. Logos put the ball on the ground 3 times in that first half, and they picked up none. Yeah. And then they threw 2 interceptions on their own.
Well, and he hit on something that we talked about up here, the way that Seamus Wilson was able to find some big gaps right up the middle. It wasn't anything tricky or anything unconventional that they were doing. It's just they were spreading them out and letting Wilson pick holes. And there, those first couple of drives, he was pretty consistently able to get 6, 8, 10 yards a pop. And that is something, you just heard the coach say it. We've got to close those lanes. And they started to do it better as the half went on. I'm sure they just talked about it there at halftime. And now let's see, right? Let's see what happens. Who adjusts to the adjustment?
Right. Who's going to be the better chess player here at halftime as we are ready to go? Logos will kick off from left to right. Again, Logos in the white helmets, the white jerseys, and the blue pants. Here comes the kickoff. This one a bullet kick that is going to get kicked out of bounds, actually, and that is a best-case scenario.
Yep.
Is it couldn't be picked up on the right side by Krosh and goes out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
You said it right. That's the best-case scenario. You kick it hot down there, and you hope for a bounce. You hope for something weird to happen. And that's exactly what happened, and now Butte County is starting you know, you don't hate it when they're starting at their 30. Well, now you're starting at your own 10. That's a big challenge here.
So 1st and 10 here for the Pirates. They've got about 89 yards of green turf in front of them to go. This one's going to be pitched right side. Lots of room to run. And off to the races is Razor Duke. And I don't think anybody's going to catch him. Razor Duke, the first play from scrimmage, it's going to go 89 yards to the house. Touchdown, Pirates.
Well, that's one way to deal with being backed up, right?
What a run. What a play by the Pirates to answer the call to start the half.
That's their second touchdown run of over 80 yards in this game. (24-20) now, and we wanted an answer from either team, right? We wanted to see if that defense was going to come out hot for Logos or the offense for Butte County. And the Pirates, you can't start any hotter than that. Well executed play. I felt like the Logos defense crashed on Twitchell a little bit, playing for the inside run, and then they went outside.
And the conversion again, no good, as Butte County has gone 1 for 3 on that. We'd be tied if the Pirates could have punched those in, both teams with 3 touchdowns.
At 24-20, if you're Butte County, you got to feel pretty good.
Okay?
Right. You got to feel pretty confident at this point. We took your punch. We've settled in, and now it's up to Logos, okay? They just took a punch. How are they going to respond?
So Butte County has had runs of 50-plus by 3 different players today. They had a 50-yard run by Keaton Archibald, and then the 80-yard touchdown run by
Twitchell. Yep.
Twitchell, and then now an 89-yard touchdown run by by Razor Duke. I was looking at my notes, but Razor Duke scores. Oh, we got, as you see there, Razor Duke's information will come up there on the screen. Razor Duke, one of these great Pirates football players, as he is, we talked about him earlier in the game. This was a guy that played quarterback for the Pirates last year to start the season off, but then ended up moving around on the offensive side of the ball to make room for Keaton Archibald to step in at quarterback. And Duke goes 89 yards for the touchdown there, so nice job by Mr. Duke there. That might be one of the longest running scores you will see all season long. And this is almost like an onside kick, and Butte County has it. It's scooped up, and they're just going to blow it dead.
Yeah,
I don't think you can return it. But Butte County, the little knuckleball, and they get it, and they will have it 1st and 10.
That's just kick it to the soft spot. Kick it to the soft area, and then right there you see Cross. He's running to a spot. He's trying to get around that first blocker and win the race to the ball.
Heck of a play there by the Pirates, and that looked very designed.
It was, absolutely.
Me.
That's a play by design for sure, and it was perfectly executed. First of all, from the kick, you've got to drop it in a spot, and then Krosh has to win that race to that spot, which he did. And now Butte County, look at this. They're in plus territory with a chance to take the lead.
And going right back with it is Archibald, but nowhere to run. Great defensive stop up the middle. That's Gunnar Holloway, the coach's son, on the stop.
Really good linebacker, really good play. Just stepped up, and you talk about hitting him in the right spot, the strike zone that Lucas was talking about earlier. He got him around the waist and just pulled him down. Really good defensive play.
So 2nd down, 2nd and 10 here for the Pirates. What a way to start the 3rd quarter. Archibald, he's got Duke one-on-one, but now he's going to go up over the top. This one is going to come back with a flag.
I think we're going to get holding. I think it was a double move. And I think the Logos defender reached out and grabbed him, and I think that's what the flag was.
That was Ryan Daniels that's going to get caught, and you do see the holding signal being shown.
And 100 times out of 100, if you're a coach, okay, you can either give up a big touchdown or you can give up a penalty. Okay, I'll give up the penalty. You know, I would rather give up the 10 yards than give up a 40-yard touchdown.
See here, highlighted Coden Cross, who recovered that onside kick earlier just a few minutes ago, and almost he was the one who was breaking free down the sideline there. He is a guy we have called many times today.
Yeah, he's played a good game.
Coden Cross from Butte County. Here's the roll to the right side, and they're going to keep it and get about 5 yards there for Archibald.
It looked like there was going to be something more there for a second, but pretty good rally there by the Logos defense, where what looked like it had a chance to be a big gainer is only 2-3 yards.
So 2nd and about 7 coming here for Butte County, as all of a sudden they are in the red zone with a chance to potentially take the lead with a score. Again, Butte County threw an interception in the end zone in the first half. After that first score, they were coming down for the answer. And another ball on the ground, and Archibald smartly falls on it. But that is the 3rd bad snap so far today.
Boy, and George Evans was in the area, and he almost got on that ball.
And the coaches here for the Pirates have got to be a little frustrated with that, as the ball has gone on the ground without having anybody even knock it out just on their own. So this is going to bring up 3rd and about 15.
2-down territory here for sure. You don't need all 15 here. You'd like to get about 7 or 8 to keep your playbook open. But you got 2 downs to pick up this yardage.
9.5 minutes to go. Archibald gets it. He's got Duke wide open, all alone. Razor Duke got it, and he's in for the score, and the Pirates take the lead.
28-yarder, and that was a well-executed play. I mean, you saw it. You saw it the whole way. Duke just wheeled out, and nobody went with him, and it doesn't get much easier than that.
So the touchdown for the Pirates puts them on top for the first time here today, 26-24. And here comes a critical conversion attempt. If they can get it, they will. If Logos can answer and score, they still, worst case scenario, have kept it to a 1-score game. So here comes the conversion. Archibald in the shotgun, and he'll hand it off inside, and stretching in and
Did he get it?
Getting it is Rawson Twitchell. Converts it, and it is 28-24. Butte County on top, as the Pirates scored twice in the first 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the half. And I believe we've got Lucas down on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, huge momentum swing there for Butte County, and on that touchdown for Butte County, they found the back out of the backfield on a wheel route. I think it was the exact same play that Butte County had run, or at least similar that they had run on the one where they got the pass interference call. And I heard some of the coaches over on the Logos sideline yelling at the secondary, saying, hey, he was wide open. Watch that. Be careful on that wheel route. Butte County comes back with another wheel route. Receivers wide open for the touchdown. Something to watch as we go on. Logos having a hard time tracking down these wheel routes here, guys.
Hey, thanks, Lucas. I mean, it's exactly right. I mean, it was nobody stayed with him. Everybody shifted over to the far side, and he was, I mean, as Paul says, he was open as Denny's over there. I don't feel like I feel like I have to preface it. I have to give you credit, or you're going to sue me for like copy or like plagiarizing. That I'm going to get caught with that if I don't give him credit.
Never give Paul credit for anything.
And Logos
he's just over there begging for credit. He just wants everybody to say, look at me, I own the company.
Mallory just falls on that one at the 32-yard line. So good field position here for Logos, and they trail for the first time today in this game. They got up again 16-0 in this one, and since then it has been a 24-12 Butte County run. This time they'll keep it with Wilson. Wilson dancing inside, and he'll pick up about 4 yards.
And good work there by Wilson to just keep his feet moving, keep his head up, and get a little bit of yardage. But again, we heard Coach Thorngren talk about they came at us with some conventional sets, and we weren't prepared for it, and that was a conventional set. And if they can
I want the weird stuff, please.
Yeah, if they can keep Logos to 3 and 4 yards at a time instead of 8, 10, 12, that's advantage Butte County.
4 spread wide this time. They'll bring Covington in motion. He'll get it on the jet sweep, and he's got room to run. Should get a first down and more, and he'll scoot out of bounds at the 47. First down.
They've had a lot of success on that play all game, just a fly sweep. You bring your receiver in motion, left to right, right to left, and you just let him go wide. You get those receivers on the opposite side, the side you're running to. They become lead blockers, and as long as they can get, as long as they can get their body on a corner or an outside linebacker or something, it creates at least 5-6 yards where you should be able to pick that up every single time. They've done a good job on that play.
Yeah, the receivers playing very unselfishly, saying, I'm not getting the ball here, but I'm going to get up and block, and that's one of the great things about 8-man football is really besides the quarterback, everybody is going to block on every other play. If you don't block on one, you'll block on the next. 1st and 10 here. And once again, Covington will come, or this time it's Daniels. The ball is out.
Ooh.
And again, it's recovered by Logos.
Charlie Bragg almost got to that football.
They'll lose 3 yards, 2nd and 13 here. Again, that's now the 4th time that Logos has put the ball on the ground.
I want to give a little bit of credit right now to Lucius Comas. This is a young man, a senior, he's an all-league, all-state caliber player, and we haven't called his name a lot in terms of the ball being in his hands. He's had a couple of grabs, a few touches. He's the near receiver here on the near side of the field, all the way closest to us. His blocking today has been on point.
He's been great. And he backs up now. He'll come in motion, does Comas, and he fakes the handoff, and this one is going to go over the top, incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and long now here for the Knights.
You saw Rawson Twitchell put his hands up for the briefest of seconds there, and almost a pass interference.
That one, if you're a Butte County fan, you've got to be grateful, it was a little bit off. The throw was behind the receiver. It wasn't on target and probably not catchable even if there wasn't contact. We're not saying there was, just. So here we go, 3rd down. Comas backs up, and now he'll come in motion. They don't hand it off. They're going to throw across the middle is Wilson. He's got a man, and it's deflected and intercepted by Archibald.
Oh, wow.
What an assist, and Archibald gets the pick. What an assist by Coden Crosh. He deflects it right into the hands of his quarterback who gets the interception.
That was a fantastic play because Daniels was open. When that ball went up, Daniels was open. And then coming across to get his hand on the ball, the closing speed to get his hand on the ball, and then Archibald to make that grab, to have the awareness, to realize the ball was tipped and up in the air, and to grab that and to run it back. And you talk about the worm having turned. Remember, Logan, I mean, you know this, I'm not telling you specifically, Logos led in this game 16-0.
Yeah.
Butte County has a chance to take a 2-score lead on the other side. I mean, and we haven't even played that much football since it was 16-0.
Well, they were down 10 points to start the half. We're not even halfway through the quarter. Here's a handoff inside to Razor Duke, and as it has been most of the day, Butte County not finding anything with these power run formations, going with the eye, trying to go up the middle. Logos has snuffed that out.
Yeah, Logos has done a really nice job inside. It's outside and down the field where Butte County has found a little bit of success, but inside, they have not found much sledding. They have not found much room at all. That was a good point by you.
So 2nd down, 2nd and about 9. Archibald's going to look to throw. Good coverage, though. He's going to throw it on the right side, and that, I can't believe that doesn't draw a flag.
You could hear it from the Butte County fans in front of us for sure. They thought that should have drawn a flag. And again, I want to point out, we have a 4-man officiating crew here. We don't have those deep over the top, whether it's a back judge or whatever the official name is, who's going to have that play right in his lap. You're asking a guy 20 and 30 yards behind the play to make that call. Now that one, I thought probably should have been a flag, but let's remember what we're dealing with here.
There was good coverage by Logos either way. Archibald was going to have to throw it into traffic no matter what, but that's one where the defender never looks back and there is contact.
And there was contact,
and so that's where my judgments go on a play like that. Archibald on third down. He'll roll to his left, and this one is going to be caught. Man, that was dangerous. I tell you what, if Holloway looks up, he might be in the end zone.
Yeah, his eyes were trained on the back all the way, which is somewhat what you're taught to do. But man, that ball was just sitting up there, and you'd almost tell Twitchell your instinct is to catch the ball. But in that instance, you almost want to tell Twitchell, just knock it down.
Let it go.
Let's not even tempt fate here. Let's just knock that ball down. But big defensive stand there from Logos.
So Hendricks is going to come out to punt this one away. Bad snap, and almost thought about doing something. What a kick here. This is going to hit at around the 27 and take a great Butte County bounce. The Pirates need to catch up to it. This is going to roll inside the 5 down to the 4.
You almost had a bad snap. Well, you did have a bad snap. The punter had to corral it. He had to set his feet. Nearly got blocked. Okay, Comas came in and had a pretty good look at it. And then he winds up hitting a bomb down inside the 10 to flip field position. That's a big moment.
Getting ready for the cold? Contact Panhandle Heating Solutions before the rush for the best prices on pellets, chimney cleaning, and fireplaces on the Palouse. Give them a call at 208-310-4962 or check them out on Facebook. That's Panhandle Heating Solutions. And you can also find them on our Logos pages as they're a great power booster for the Knights. All right, 1st and 10, Logos deep in their zone, and they're going to stretch it out as Wilson, and he gets some breathing room. That's what you want to do on a play like that. Yeah. Just get some breathing room. And looks like we got a Pirate that needs to come out. Got hit in the hip is Babcock.
Tegan Babcock had a really strong first half from the linebacker position. You don't want him off the field terribly long if you're a Butte County coach. You want to, hopefully he's able to get back out there.
I think he just hit funny on his hip. Just needs to shake it out. So second down, second and about 4 here. Good run by Wilson here to the near side. Wilson with the man to his right. They'll run it up the middle, and Butte County all over it. I think they're going to lose a yard here. Back to about the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, Twitchell in there on the play, dropped it back a couple of yards, and now it's 3rd and long. Oh, they got him back to about the line of scrimmage. I thought he lost a yard or 2.
So the defense is really showing. The first half had about 4 different storylines. The second half, the 3rd quarter here, has already had, I believe we're on our 3rd storyline already, and we're just barely halfway through it. The receivers make an adjustment. Wilson waits for the snap. Butte County showing rush here. They will. Wilson will roll right, and he's going to be stopped. He's not going to get there. Great defense. Yeah. That was Keaton Archibald.
Yeah,
Archibald was stuffed, and he got through the block and wrapped him up.
Yep, good eyes. You saw the same thing I did. Is it looked like Baxter Covington had him walled off on a block, and we've talked about the receiver blocking has been fabulous for Logos all game. But this time, Archibald was able to get off of it and make the tackle and force a 4th down.
That was a tough move by Archibald, who has had himself a heck of a game here today.
You know, if it were me, and I'm not an 8-man coach for a reason, I think I would just play my base defense here, even though you're deep, right? I think I'd go ahead and let him kick a 20-yard punt, 30-yard punt, rather than give up a fake of any kind.
Logos will kick it away here. And there's the fake you talked about, and they are going to pitch it again, and this is close. They got it.
Did he get it?
He did get it.
Yep.
So the double reverse fake punt works for a 1st down. You called it.
I'm going to retire right now. I'm not going to make another call again in the rest of my life.
What a gutsy position to do a fake punt, but it works. And it was stopped at first, but then it wasn't stopped second. They pitched it and then pitched it again. They had that play designed, almost like Logos knew that first guy was when they practice it, the first guy gets caught and saying, all right, you're going to pitch this because you're going to. And what a great play!
Yeah, it's well designed, well executed.
It's hard to run the option as it is, but to do it on a fake punt is a different level. So 1st and 10 Knights on a huge fake punt. They're going to keep it inside, and tripped up is Wilson. He gets to the 20, a pickup of 2.
Boy, Twitchell coming in again from that linebacker position, just got Wilson around the ankles and knocked him down, or there might have been some room to roam there.
So 2nd down and 8. Man, that was a heck of a play.
It was, yep. We've seen a lot of good plays today. A lot of good plays, both sides.
28-24, 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter from Homedale. As Logos continues to take their time on this play.
Yeah, I wonder if a timeout's going to be coming here because we got to be getting close.
We don't even have the back judge to put his hand up.
No, we don't. You're right.
Wilson's going to throw it, and this one's going to be intercepted by Archibald. That one just a little bit behind, and Archibald has his 2nd interception of the game.
A little too far inside. Get it out a little bit further and a little bit more, I would say, not over the outside shoulder per se, because the receiver's looking over the inside shoulder, but that one a little too far inside where Archibald didn't have quite as far to go to make the interception.
And we're now picking up some raindrops here at Homedale. A little light sprinkle. As I tell you what, it is hot all summer long, over 100 degrees every day, over 90 degrees, and then like today it just comes crashing down. We're not complaining about it at all.
Love it. Love it.
1st and 10, Pirates. Razor Duke gets it on the jet sweep. Duke cuts inside, and he gets a pickup about 8.
Good 1st down play there. Simple sweep play. Very similar to one we've seen Logos run several times. Very similar. Very similar.
Well, let's take it down to Lucas.
Guys, rain definitely picking up here down on the field. It's been kind of spitting for most of the game, and now it's kind of a steady light rain right now. But I'm sure you guys talked about it. I can't hear the broadcast down here on the field, but how about a speed option off of a fake punt on your own 10? That's a little gutsy.
Someone tell Lucas I called it.
Yeah, Lucas, he called it. Here's a run here, switching directions, now cutting up and going down. Twitchell picks up about 2.
I think he's going to be a little bit short of the 1st down, but that was a play that had trouble written all over it, and he made something out of it.
3rd and 1. And when you pick up good yards on 1st down, you can get a few on 3rd or 2nd and still make it 3rd and very short, which it is here.
And this, again, we're in 2-down territory. So if you get stuffed at the line of scrimmage here, you say, okay, you line it up and you do it again.
Third down play, they're going to go over to the right side. Twitchell just gets enough. I tell you what, Logos has really not let them move the ball well. Again, trying to go in that tight I formation. Logos has been all over it.
Max Hawthorne just saved a touchdown. Twitchell had bounced it outside, and Hawthorne basically had one hand on his shoulder, and if that hand slides off, Twitchell's going to go score.
So 1st and 10, Butte County, a score here would at least put them up by 2 scores. Leading by 4.
Feels like Butte County's had the ball this entire quarter.
They pretty much have. That's what happens when you get an onside kick. And Archibald cuts in on the option, only picks up 2 yards, but the option to pitch it was not there.
No, strung out well by Logos, and Archibald made the right decision to just tuck it and get what he can.
And the end of the 3rd quarter. So after 3, Butte County comes out hot here in the 3rd. They lead it 28-24. We'll take a quick break and be back with the 4th quarter on IdahoSports.com.
Are you looking for a credit card with rewards? Well, we've made it simple. Get 1.5% unlimited cash back on purchases with no points to count, special rules or limits. Plus, take advantage of 0% on new purchases for 6 months. So go on, reward yourself with a Premier Rewards MasterCard from P1FCU. Apply online at p1fcu.org/rewards.
Yeah, guys, as we enter the 4th quarter here, one thing to notice for both of these teams, and obviously the momentum, but the body language of Butte County has been just a complete 180 shift from halftime. And we asked their coaching staff at halftime, Yeah, I said, what was one thing that needed to change? They said, well, we got to fill our gaps defensively. I'd say they've certainly done that. Another thing they mentioned, kind of felt that they felt like they needed to get a couple bounces. I think they definitely got that on that onside kick, and that to me, at least down here on the field, is really when that momentum started to shift. But definitely body language for both these teams. Something to keep an eye on as Logos trying to battle back now here in the fourth quarter.
Thanks, Lucas. Great reporting as Archibald keeps it. Archibald finds a gap. Archibald into the second level. He's at the 10, and he'll be wrapped up there. It'll be first and goal, Pirates.
Max Hawthorne out there on the tackle for the Knights. Not before Keaton Archibald gets deep into Knight territory.
Yeah, it looks like Wanstrom is hobbling a little bit. Not good news if you're a Pirates fan. So first and goal. If Butte County can punch this one in, they'd have all 3 scores here in the second half. Archibald in the shotgun. He's got Twitchell to his left. They'll bring Crosh over to the left side as well. Now he'll bring Duke in motion. Razor Duke gets it on the sweep. Duke trying to get outside, can't, cuts back in. It's not there. He's still on his feet, though, and he picks up about 4 down to the 5-yard line.
Good effort there by Duke just to keep the play alive. Wasn't a whole lot of real estate as, again, Logos did a nice job stretching that play out. But good work by Duke to get at least something here and get it down to the 5-yard line.
Looked like he was going to lose yardage in the backfield, but was able to weasel his way out of it and make something out of it. Second down and goal now. Butte County taking their time now, 10.5 minutes to go roughly here in the fourth quarter. Archibald, he'll roll, he'll cut inside, rolling down to about the 3-yard line, third and goal.
It goes without saying this is a big stop here for Logos to try and get them off the field without scoring any points. But I'll say it anyway because that's what color analysts do. They state the obvious.
Somebody's got to state the obvious.
Well, I mean, you got to know your place. And my place in this world is to say what everybody can already observe on their own.
There's some people that don't pick up on those small things. Third down here for the Pirates. Big chance here for the Knights to get something done on defense. They'll hand it off inside, and once again, that Knight defense does not let it happen up the middle. Logos has been so tough, it's like a broken record saying Logos with the stop up the middle, but that's what happens, and now it's fourth down.
Yeah, and a lot of that, again, goes to that linebacking duo of Gunnar Holloway and Ben Carlson in the middle. They give you some freedom, some luxury that you may not otherwise have as they can chase the ball down, occupy those blockers, then tell your linebackers to go make the play.
And it's been Holloway who's been kind of the main one involved in that. He's been all over the place on the line and getting those stops. So here comes the big fourth down play. Everybody in tight here. Here's the run, and this time they get it in. Razor Duke, another score on the right side as the Pirates now take a 2-score lead. 34-24. On fourth and goal, they punch it in. 9:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. They lead by 10 to looking to make it 12 on the conversion.
Duke's second touchdown of the half, third touchdown of the half. The 89-yard run and then the wheel pass there. He's got all 3 touchdowns here in the second half.
Here's the conversion. They'll roll right side. And Archibald will keep it himself, and he will scoot in for the score. He had 2 receivers wide open on the left side.
Yeah, that just went the other way.
Didn't matter, as now it's 36-24. As it was 24-6 in this game.
16-0.
It is a 30-0 run right now for the Pirates. This same thing happened last year against Camas County. We were there for the game. Me and Paul were.
Paul Kingsbury says
Paul
make sure get the full name in there.
Okay, Paul Kingsbury.
He's got some sort of NIL deal or something.
We were there for that, and Camas County got up, I believe, by at least, maybe it was 16-0 as well. They were up, and I think up by maybe 2 at halftime, something like that. And then Butte County just rolled in that second half.
Now, Zane Hobart just sent me a text and said, "Gall dang, you sound good."
Who sounds good?
That's the question.
I don't
and
know.
Is it sarcasm?
If it's about you, it's sarcasm.
It has to be sarcasm.
If it's about you. Again,
but I appreciate you, Coach. I appreciate you.
Yeah, hopefully anybody else listening out there is enjoying the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we've caught you on a not-so-busy Saturday. Not a ton of football going on around, but we've got some here. A little college football today. Georgia Tech beat Florida State, which is hilarious.
I watched some of that game.
I'm an ACC guy, so I love watching Florida State lose. Here comes the boot, and they're going to go onside again. This isn't going to go 10 yards, though, and it's going to be fallen on by Finn McCool for the Knights. And they'll have great field position.
They'll have fantastic field position. That's the risk.
Yeah.
That's the risk.
You come out and you score 30 consecutive points, and now if you're Logos, I think you have all of their scoring drives were deep drives, at least of 60, 65 yards. They never were handed a short field, and now they've been given a short field.
And they need to capitalize because, again, we mentioned this is a team that had 16-point leads a couple times in the first half. The clock's starting to become a factor with 9 minutes to go here. They need to punch this in. They need to convert. They're down 2 scores.
So everybody huddles around as Seamus Wilson gets the call in. They clap their hands and come to the line. The Knights with no one back beside Wilson here inside Butte County territory. Seamus rolls to the left. It's caught in a quick gain and a couple of yards here on first down. Gain of about 3.
Butte County coming hard off the edge. I believe it was Twitchell on the left-hand side, but Wilson able to get rid of it. And we don't have official game stats in front of us, but Wilson's had a really nice game. I believe this is his first game, at least at the high school level, at quarterback. He played with Jack Driscoll coming up. Jack, the tremendous two-way first-team All-State guy, now playing college football at Dakota Wesleyan in South Dakota. So I'm almost positive these are Wilson's first high school snaps as quarterback, and against a good team. He's looked pretty good.
It's a Logos program that's only been in existence, the football team, for a couple of years, and they have just made themselves right at home, as that's got to be a first down and more. Still on his feet and inside the 30. That time for Porras. He's got a first down, and now all of a sudden, I think the Knights are feeling a little bit good about themselves after that decision on the onside kick, the good position, and now a first down.
That's the danger of it, is now you've given them a little bit of a shorter field to work with. But the flip side of the coin is when you're up 12 points, you think, okay, if I can make this play, I can go for the knockout punch.
Wilson, nice little hole right there in the coverage, and he gets it right in there to Daniels. But Logos, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, Will, but 2 years ago was their first season, or was it 3?
I think it's 3.
So this is their 4th season. And last year they make the state semifinals. And this year they're going, blow for blow with the state champs from a year ago. Wilson looking to throw it. He's got time. He's going to go up top, one-on-one, and that one was uncatchable for anybody out of bounds. It'll be second down or third down now.
Pretty good coverage. And if you're I don't know if this is exactly what Wilson did, but as a quarterback, what you teach your guy on that throw is put it where your receiver can make a play. Don't put it in the danger zone.
Right.
And basically that's what he did. Either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
So it'll be third down. Doesn't really matter the down.
No, it's
until
2-down
fourth.
territory.
Once you cross about the 50-yard line in 8-man football, they're going to go for it most of the time. Or even, if you're back inside your 5. If you're
run a fake punt from your own 15.
Heck of a throw there is complete. That one, he was in his drop back, was Wilson, and just kind of sidearm whipped it like a submarine pitcher almost, just kind of whipped it sidearmed and got it in there for the first down.
Well, they're doing exactly what they should do here, which is taking what Butte County is giving them. Butte County playing a little bit those softer zones, and they're just curling up inside the coverage, and Wilson's playing some nice pitch and catch.
Wilson under pressure, and he's going to be sacked. He's going to go back and lose about 10 yards here.
I shouldn't have said anything.
This one, I believe that's the first sack of the day.
First full sack. They've harassed him a bit, but I believe you're correct.
Where you're like a true wrap them up sack.
Yep,
And they
on
do
a
that
on
right
a
there.
obvious passing play. Yes.
Left side, here's the throw. Nice pass, and it's going to be caught this time. I believe that's Covington, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd and goal.
So 3rd and goal from just inside the 10. Again, you got 2 plays here. You don't have to score on this play.
Brings up 3rd and goal for the Knights.
7:15 to go here in the 4th quarter. If Logos can punch this in.
There's a lot of time left.
Yeah.
But that's the importance of getting this touchdown here. Make it a 1-score game again.
Shotgun here for Wilson. Wilson will roll to his right. Under pressure, just chucks it up, and this one way out of bounds. Again, if you're going to throw it somewhere, at least only your receiver or nobody else could catch it. In that case, nobody could catch it. So 4th and goal here.
A little bit dangerous throwing a jump ball off your back foot, but as it turns out, he basically put it out of play, which might have been his intention all along because that receiver was pretty well covered. And they're going to ask for a timeout here. I mean, let's talk about it in all honesty here. 7:07 to go. This isn't the ball game, but at 36-24, this is a huge moment. If Butte County can make the, oh my God.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Paul, did you do this? Worst song in the history of Earth. So to finish my thought, now that I've gotten over the anger of Cotton Eye Joe playing, if Butte County can make a stop, at minimum they can run a couple of minutes off the clock before they give the ball back to Logos, and they will maintain their 2-score lead. But Logos, if they score, they make it a 1-possession game with still 7 minutes left to play. So this, a critical play for both sides. 4th and goal from about the just length of the football inside the 10. 2 receivers to the top side of the formation, 2 to the bottom. Seamus Wilson will take the snap. He'll roll softly to the right. Looking for that deep out. Receiver well covered. Overthrown. Out of bounds. Incomplete. And Butte County will take over on down. So a big stop there for Butte County. Tried to find Ryan Daniels and just not a lot of room to squeeze that ball in there, Logan.
Yeah, just a tough play there for the Knights, and we've seen now both teams come up short inside their own inside their opponent's 10-yard line and not able to get a score. But that was a huge missed opportunity for Logos getting the missed onside kick. If you're Butte County, good field position, just couldn't punch it in.
And now if you're Butte County, you have a chance to run time off the clock. You've got that 2-score lead. Another touchdown would be great, but technically you don't have to score another point to win this game. You just got to run out the clock.
Here's the pitch over to the near side. This time it is Twitchell, and he'll be knocked out of bounds around the 15.
They say keep running that clock, and that might be the best thing if you're on the Butte County side.
Oh, yeah.
Is see that official wind that clock with a 2-score lead, and you don't want to play passive. Let me be clear here. We're not going into a everybody tight victory formation kneel down thing. You're trying to move it.
Pick up 6 yards on the ground
and keep the clock moving.
I've been playing a lot of the new college football Xbox game that came out.
How many times have you won a national championship with NC State?
Well, that is my current dynasty right now, but it's very difficult, and if I get a lead, I just run the ball. That's exactly what they're trying to do right here. And that's not what they're going to do. They're going to throw it in the air, and this one up to Razor Duke, who is bumped.
Good no call there.
Yeah, I think that was a little out of reach.
It was really underthrown where Duke was – I don't think Duke was trying to draw a call per se, but you got to give the DB a chance to finish the play. So I like that no call.
So it'll be 3rd and 4. But no, it's a very difficult game. And so if I get a lead, I just run it. And I wait until that play clock hits 1, and then I'm like, all right, snap it. But no, I haven't had enough time to play
on the beginner level.
I haven't had enough time to play through. I don't have hours with 4 kids to just sit and do that. So Third down, 3rd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground with Razor Duke, and Duke is going to get the first down and maybe an extra yard, and that's all he needed to do.
And under 6 minutes to go in the game. That's a couple more minutes that are going to come off the clock. And with that 12-point lead, we got a player down.
Duke's got a cramp, and Coach Thornwren's going to be like, you got to be kidding me. What, get a cramp right now? While we have the ball and stop the clock? He is down, but he's just stretching out his leg.
And anybody who's ever had a calf cramp before knows, once you have that first one, they're hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Get me the mustard, get me the pickle juice, get me the whatever.
And I would eat those things normally. I wouldn't even eat them outside of that. I would have them at any time. Let's go ahead and take the chance here to meet Mr. Duke really quick here. Razor
Sir Duke, dare I say.
I think we actually already did his graphic, but again, there we talked about him last year. Great performance, him moving over from quarterback off to somewhere else. So he's down. He's about to hop back up. He's all right. It was just a cramp. And I say just a cramp. I'd be in tears. They'd have to cart me off the field. But that's Razor Duke, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, anytime I can hum a little Stevie Wonder music, I'll take that as a win. If you don't like Motown Stevie Wonder, I think you and I are going to have words.
So it'll be first down and 10.
Clock is running, 5:45 and counting.
Move a man in motion across, tight formation this time, and they let this thing roll down, and they're going to call a timeout with 5:24 to go. So that's the first timeout called here in the second half. So we look at what is now 2A football landscape. Last night, Oakley went on the road to Grace in a state semifinal rematch, and Oakley took an absolute beating by Grace.
Yeah.
Grace looked very good, and the Grizzlies, I think, have vaulted themselves into a conversation now as to who's the best, because it's just like a shot in the dark the first 2 weeks. You just never. That's one thing I hate about college football, because you always see like Miami rated in the top 15 and like they stink every single year. But let's throw them in the top 15. We're just going off
because they were really good in 1990.
We're going off of what's happened in the past, and so that's what we're doing. And we don't know, but right now Grace is showing us that they belong. Both of these teams, I think, are showing us that they belong.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be interesting over the next couple weeks. Next week when everything is in full motion, to see where everybody's at.
Yeah, Oakley a little shorthanded last night, but Grace was for real. They were exceptional.
Run up the middle, nothing doing there. We'll see if Logos uses a timeout. They're saying the ball came out, but the officials are going to call it dead after a 2-yard gain.
So second down, approaching 5 minutes to go in this one. You're in must-stop territory here. You can't, again, stating the obvious, because that's my role here. That's my job. You can't let them pick up more first downs, because every first down is a couple more minutes off the clock. Every one of them is. So you've got a 2nd and 9 here. You might have to gamble. Put your corners on an island, so to speak, and sell out some sort of cover zero to try and take away that run. Don't let them get this first down.
Here's the run. There's the pitch. Twitchell has it, and he's got a first down, and he's across the 40. He goes out of bounds, so that's the one thing he did wrong on that play. And now he's
twisted his ankle, just kind of stepped funny.
Hobbling a little bit. He's probably going to come out. He's had himself a day. We've seen him lose his lunch a few times here, and now
he's had a tremendous football game. Defensively, when they were getting gashed early, when we started calling his name, when he was able to get into those holes a little bit, he started making plays. The defense started making plays, and then that 80-yard touchdown run, that's not one I'm going to forget anytime soon. I think it was his 2 touchdowns, several big plays on defense, and then a big first down there.
And the guy clearly has not felt great all day long, and he's been able to have a phenomenal game. 4:29 to go. hand it off to Duke. Duke finds a little gap, and he's off across midfield, and he steps out of bounds.
He tried really hard. It looked like consciously tried really hard to stay in bounds, but Covington and Daniels were able to push him out to stop the clock.
I did. He wanted to go outside, but he cut back in, but they pushed him back out. So 2nd down and 1 here right at midfield.
And Butte County, they're kind of like that anaconda as we approach 4 minutes to go in this one. They're just kind of squeezing the life out of this one. Really good drive here.
4:20 to go now. Archibald gets the snap. He'll keep it himself on the option, and he's got the 1st down, and he gets sandwiched just across. That play always makes me nervous to see a player go down. He popped right up like nothing happened, but he went down on his knees, and as he got tackled one way and got tackled another,
Yeah,
and his
bent
body
backwards a little bit, yeah.
But he's a young guy. That doesn't affect him like it would put me in the hospital.
I'd be dead. I'd still be laying on the ground.
Just cart me out.
Yep.
I'm sure Homedale has a cemetery.
Tell my mom I love her.
But I'd fit. I'm sure they have a great spot for me there. 1st and 10 now. The clock is running now. 3:43 on the clock. Butte County with the ball and the lead here. 12 points they lead it. Again, a 30-0 run for the Pirates. They'll go inside with Duke, and it's not there. Great wrap-up stop for the Knights. That time it's number 33, George Evans. We've called that man's name a couple of times today.
Yeah, he's had a nice game, really nice game.
So from here,
Logos plays Clearwater Valley next week.
Okay,
Yep,
Clearwater. And they've got Lapway and Kamei. So, and then Troy, Prairie, Oakley, Kendrick. So how about that?
Yeah, that's a gauntlet
They've got some games that I would say you look at and say I like my chances there, and then you get down to your end of your schedule as we've got a flag here.
At delay, I don't think they got the playoff in time.
Where two of your final 3 games are against Oakley and Kendrick. And then you follow up with Potlatch, who was a state tournament team last year.
Oh, really well-coached team. They're young this year, but they're a really well-coached team. And, Ryan Ball is going to have them – he's going to have them playing better football in October than they were in August.
Butte County. And what's interesting about a team like Butte County is they don't have these tons of built-in conference games as Duke takes this one to the next level, and he is close to the 1st down. He's going to be just short, about a yard short. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it goes from 2nd and 11 to 3rd and, a half yard maybe? I mean, that's a pretty big swing now. It looks like a full yard. But that's a pretty big swing right there. 3rd and long, or 2nd and long to 3rd and short.
So Butte County next will play Valley, so hence the Valley coaches maybe making the trip to
doing a little homework.
Scout that out. Then they've got we just had to have a secret conversation about the player of the game.
Super secret.
Couldn't let you in on it.
Zane Hobart, you are not the player of the game.
They play Carey after that. Then Murtaugh, who is a lot of people liked. Murtaugh was actually tied for 1st in that conference this year with Oakley. Then a short trip to Chalice, followed by games with Raft River, Hagerman, and Grace. This is a tough schedule.
Oh, very.
For Butte County.
Very.
I mean, every team except, Raft River and Chalice, those are the only 2 that were not playoff teams a year ago. So 3rd down and 1 here for the Pirates, and Archibald up the middle. He's got the 1st, picks up 2 when he just needed 1. It'll be 1st and 10.
Keep that clock running. 2.5 minutes to go, and Logos has burned at least 1 timeout. No, they've burned 2, so it's difficult time right now if you're a Logos fan.
Want to quickly thank our sponsors here for today. Once again, one more located in Moscow. Forged Excavation can handle all your excavation needs. Check them out at forgedexcavation.work. Other great sponsors here today, Forged Construction, as well as Norm's Glass and Panhandle Heating Solutions, as well as ATC Communications and Frost LLC. Here's a handoff to Duke, and he's got to hold on to that ball as the Knights blow through the line and try to rip it out. That was number 48, Peter Story, who came in tough.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm snapping some photos here from the booth just for fun here in the second half. I have no idea if any of these are turning out any good, but my hunch says no.
2nd down and 12 as we're 90 seconds to go. So really a first down will end this game. Logos does have 1 timeout remaining. They've got to come away with the turnover. Got to rip the ball away. Again, this was a 24-6 game in the second quarter.
Yeah, 4 minutes into the second quarter.
Butte County has played great here in the second half, and Razor Duke into the second level, and he's close to a first down. They're going to mark him at the 30.
When it's all said and done, both Duke and Ross and Twitchell are going to be over 100 yards rushing. Duke has had a hand in 3 touchdowns. Twitchell's had the other 2. So the two-headed monster we expected to see offensively, for all intents and purposes, we've seen it. And Keaton Archibald's done a nice job at quarterback, not to mention intercepting 2 passes on defense.
Yeah, no, he is. We've got that Idaho Sports Player of the Game presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. There's a couple of players that could qualify for that, I think, and a timeout. I believe it's going to be called by Butte County. Oh, no, Logos, they use that final timeout here on 3rd down, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, 27 seconds left, so something that Coach Holloway saw that he didn't like, and so he'll go ahead and use the timeout and get things lined up. Just assume it's a victory formation here and get out of town. But Logos, they're going to fall to 0-1, but it's a damn tough 0-1. You know what I mean? This is one of the top teams in the state, and you're playing them in quote-unquote 0 week, and you came out and you did some really nice things. If I'm a White Pine coach and I got to play them and I'm watching this game, I'm sure I saw a couple of things that I'm going to my assistant coaches and saying, okay, we got to be ready for this because these kids can play.
No, both of these teams, we're going to see them in late November as the snap and the knee, and that should do it as no more timeouts available. And Butte County going to come away with the opening day victory over Logos. The Pirates start off 1-0 and are off to a great start defending their state championship. The first game with that target on their back comes away in a victory. But if you're the Knights, you got to feel really good about what you were able to come out in here and do against the defending state champs.
You know, you mentioned the target on the back for Butte County, and I think that it's really important to emphasize that as Logos came out there and really punched him in the teeth and really did some damage in the first half. And Butte County was able to stop, gather themselves, and get back into it. And ultimately, you talk about the long touchdown for Razor Duke, then the bloop kick that kind of found some grass that Krosh was able to run and pick up, and then they take it in for a touchdown, bing, bang, and then they kind of, I don't want to say they had control of the game at that point, but they had the lead, and they were able to extend that lead and get the win. A really impressive effort for Butte County getting back into it, and with Logos, I don't think you can be devastated. I think you like a lot of what you saw today.
We'll take a quick break and be back with the final recap and the player of the game announcement right after this.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment.
Welcome back, everybody. Final score again, Butte County 36, Logos 24 here from Homedale. We are going to interview our player of the game, which is the one and only Razor Duke. He is our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to keep your head in the game, whether you're on the road or on the field. Keep your head in the moment and free from distractions.
Yeah,
so again,
all 3 touchdowns in the second half, including that big 89-yarder when Logos had backed him up, and we're like, okay, let's see what they're going to do, and then bang, Razor Duke's gone 89 yards for a score. 3 touchdowns in the second half.
So congrats to Razor Duke. We're going to see if we can get him on an interview right here, and we've got Twitchell. No, he just pulled a fake. He said, "No, not you." So here we go. We got Razor Duke coming up for you right now.
Lucas is looking around. We're trying to tell him, "Go ahead and go, man."
This is all live. This isn't pre-produced. All right, we thought we were going to go to Lucas. Lucas is coming.
Go. We're ready for you. He's on a little joyride down there, him and Roxette.
We'll wait for it, but a great performance by Duke. 3 touchdowns today, and we'll go to Lucas.
All right, thanks, Logan, here with Razor Duke, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. You guys 1-0, down 10 at halftime. You come all the way back and win it, and really at the end, you guys just pounded them into the ground. You were a big part of that. How's it feel to be 1-0?
Feels good. I mean, coming out down 10 at half was kind of scary because we're really young this year because we lost most of our offensive line last year. So most of our offensive line is sophomores. So, it's a little nervous for them. Like, they came out with nerves bad. They were nervous getting on the bus. So having them play like that coming out of half shows that we have a bright future ahead of us. Hopefully make a good playoff run here come November.
Yeah, you talk about that offensive line. You had 3 touchdowns today. 8-man football, not a ton of offensive linemen. So how critical is it that all of them play well?
It's really critical because, I mean, if we can't get, average of like 3-4 yards of play, especially on the run to set up for deep shots, it's hard to take shots, especially when you get down an 8-man. It's hard if you don't have a good offensive line, set up with a 5-yard run so you have that second down to take a really deep shot. But if you can't get that off, you just got a 2-yard run every now and then. It's really hard to convert and keep going.
Last question here. Their coach said, hey, hope to see you guys in the playoffs. Yeah. Is the feeling mutual? Do you hope to see these guys down the road?
Not really, because they have that, 52 or 44? I don't know, that middle linebacker.
You're a good team, yeah?
Dude, he hurts. He hit me hard once. Yeah. Then I started cramping up after. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. How are you doing after that cramp? I saw you were going for pickle juice afterwards.
Oh, pickle juice is so nasty. I'm a picky eater, so eating pickle juice is not my favorite thing ever. It makes me want to throw up a little bit, but I had to take 3 shots of it to get back in.
And stay hydrated next time, right?
Well, I drank Pedialyte and everything before the game, salts, and I still came out cramping, so I don't know what I got to do. Eat something or take some more or something.
Yeah. Well, hey, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck down the road.
All right, thank you.
And thanks, Razor Duke. That was a great interview. Great young man, great personality. Right there, he's like,
I love the honesty. I don't know if I want to play them again.
And it's a sign of respect. It's
I
don't
want
to play that team again. I don't really want to play that team again. You got anybody else we could play? That's a good. When somebody says that about you, you're good. Yeah. Like, no, I don't really want to play you. Like that's a good thing.
I'm good. I've seen enough of you. Yeah, that's very much a sign of respect. And he talked about, he was talking specifically about the linebackers who we talked about multiple times during the game. Gunnar Holloway, the senior, and also Ben Carlson, another senior. Those 2 guys in the middle of that Logos defense, they're going to be a handful for a lot of teams this year. They're very good football players, and they definitely dropped the shoulders on some people today. And you heard Razor Duke say it, man. That guy rattled me a little bit.
Yeah, and they were tough inside, very good Logos team. This is going to be a team that it will be playing in November.
They both will.
No doubt.
And I know Razor Duke wasn't saying it in a disrespectful way, but whether he wants to or not, he knows there's a good chance they see that team again somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I think, you look at what has happened so far to open things up, and this season is very early, and there's going to be a lot of teams that will have something to say about it. But Grace looked really good last night.
Yep.
these two teams look really good today, and we know what Kendrick is. You know, these four, I think you're going to see them late into the season, quarterfinals, semifinals. We'll have to see where everybody else shakes out. I think Murtaugh might have a little bit to say about that this year. Hagerman.
This Valley team that was
Valley.
here, I think they're a team that is really kind of flying without a lot of attention on their jets just yet.
Right.
But I think they'll get there.
Well, thanks for joining us here for the Game of the Week. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the game of the Gem State Game of the Week, presented by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com has been presented by P1FCU, as well as the Teton Auto Group. This broadcast was also made possible by the great support from these local businesses today: ATC Communications, Frost LLC, Forged Construction, Norm's Glass, Panhandle Heating Solutions, and Forged Excavations. Thanks to everybody here at Homedale for letting this game use their facilities, letting them use this great field. Homedale, always a great place to watch football. So thanks to them for putting this on, and for both teams making the trip down here. Congrats again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Once again, that was Razor Duke with his 3 touchdowns here today. Thanks for joining us once again as Butte County knocks off Logos by the score of 36-24. For my broadcast partner, Will Henneke, and everybody else here, Lucas Gebhardt, Paul Kingsbury, and Lewis Johnson, I'm Logan Green. We'll see everybody next week.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com is strictly prohibited.